I slowly stepped into a pitch-black room. The only light came from a few lamps, shining right onto a painting on the wall. The woman in the painting was smiling softly, but it just made my skin crawl. She looked exactly like me. Suddenly, I heard footsteps behind me getting closer. Hey guys, I'm Joyce Watson, 17, living with my grandpa Ben here in Miami. My parents, I've got no idea. The only thing they left me is this necklace. Grandpa never says anything more. We're not rich, but we're happy. Or we were, until Grandpa fell and got hurt.
I'm so sorry, sweetheart.
It's okay, Grandpa. I can handle it.
So, to help cover our bills, I went to work as a waitress at the Great Aram, one of the fanciest 5-star hotels in town. Getting the job wasn't easy. I had to pass tests on fitness, traffic, and talking to guests. The manager, Knox, is super strict, but I did it thanks to hard work and a bit of luck.
Congrats, Joyce. You beat 50 others. You're officially part of the Grand Orem Hotel.
On my first day, I messed up big time. I spilled something on Vanessa's dress. She's a rich kid staying here.
I'm so sorry, miss. I'll clean it up right now.
Don't touch! My limited edition Dior. You'll ruin it.
Knox stepped in and helped calm things down, but after that, Vanessa and her rich clique made my life miserable.
Why is my food still not here? So slow. Why is this place still dirty? If I complain, you're done here. Can't even hold this for me.
Her friends laughed while I just swallowed it all. I needed this job too much.
So you'll clean this whole lounge before you go home.
I cleaned until midnight, all alone. Just finished this. Joyce, you got this. I knocked on the last door. No answer. I pushed it open. The room was pitch dark, but even in the shadows I could tell it was bigger and fancier than all the rest. Right in the middle hung a huge painting, displayed like it was precious. Why did that woman look so much like me? She just seemed older. Who's that? Before I could think, the footsteps got closer, louder. Who'd be here at this hour? Did I just upset? Another VIP.
Who's there?
I didn't think I just ran. I got away, but that painting haunted me. That woman had to be connected to me somehow. So I searched for any clue. Huh, the owner of the Grand Arm? No way. They say he's the strange man. Never married, no kids, lived alone with a mountain of money. On my break, I snuck into the hotel's archive room to dig for more. I searched forever until I found something. Eleanor Watson, manager of the Grand Orem, 17 years ago. My heart pounded. 17 years ago, Watson. Too many things matched. Could she be my mom?
Wow! A thief in a luxury hotel.
Vanessa screamed. I was stealing! Thank God Knox covered for me again.
I asked Joyce to get some files for me.
Vanessa looked furious but had to walk away.
I really trust your work and character. But one more mistake and you're gone clear.
Got it. Thank you.
That night, I told Grandpa everything. What I found, what I thought.
Your parents are gone. These people have nothing to do with you.
But Eleanor, she looks just like me, I think.
You're not working there anymore.
I have to find the truth. Maybe I'll find my mom. I decided to get close to the hotel's head chef. She'd been working here for over 20 years. If anyone knew something, it'd be her. The second she saw my face, she looked kind of shocked, but then snapped right back to her usual cold, strict self. No matter how much I begged, she wouldn't even glance at me.
Out of my way, kid. This kitchen's got work to do. Don't stand there being useless.
I can help. I'll wash the dishes, clean up, whatever.
Right when I was wrestling with a giant stack of dirty plates, my phone rang. It was Grandpa Holy Pickles. If he found out I was still working, I was toast.
Where are you right now?
I'm just swimming a bit to cool off. Yep.
Kid, if you can't focus, get your butt out of my kitchen.
I hung up, heart pounding. I just have to explain later. Things didn't get any easier. While I was serving food, Vanessa and her gang kept picking at me. Lucky for me, Knox always stepped in to help. He's so kind and kind of talent. Not going to lie, the old chef kept throwing more chores at me non-stop. By the end of the day, I was so wiped I could barely breathe.
Spill it. What do you really want from me?
Do you know anyone named Eleanor? She worked here 17 years ago.
I thought it was just a look-alike, but looks like you really are connected to Eleanor. She and Mr. Raymond were madly in love. Then one day, poof, Eleanor vanished. Since then, Mr. Raymond's lived alone, never loving anyone else.
My mom and a hotel owner in love. Wait, does that mean Mr. Raymond is my dad? No freaking way. If that's true, then why am I living broke instead of in some fancy mansion? Whatever. Time to risk it. I I had to sneak back into that room and find out more. There had to be something in there. Maybe even Mr. Raymond himself. The room was still pitch dark, except for Eleanor's portrait, glowing like a freaking spotlight. There was no alarm last time. Seconds later, Knox burst in. He looked so shocked when he saw me.
I can't believe it. It's you this time. I can't save you, Joyce.
I tried to explain, but no, they dragged me out like a stray kitten. Just like that, I got fired on the spot. I got home. Grandpa was fuming, but before he could say a word, I cut him off.
I saw Mr. Raymond has the same necklace as Eleanor, same as mine. I know she's my mom.
He looked so stunned. At first, he refused to say anything.
I just want to know who my parents really are.
17 years ago, Raymond and Eleanor were in love. Because of his family's power games, Raymond had to leave my daughter for a while. He promised he'd come back. Eleanor was already pregnant with you. The Voss family only wanted the baby, not Eleanor as their daughter-in-law. She was so heartbroken she died right after you were born. I've hated the Voss family ever since. I never wanted you tangled up with Raymond or the Vosses.
So I lost my mom long ago, but I still have a dad. Mr. Raymond is my dad, and from what he kept in that room, I know he really loved my mom. The next few days, I tried sneaking back into the Grand Orem, but every time I made it a few steps in, they caught me and tossed me out.
Hey, don't let her in. She's a thief.
No, please. I need to see Mr. Raymond. It's important.
Guards, get her out of here.
And I was dragged out again. Was there really no way to see Mr. Raymond? Come on, Joyce. Think there has to be a way. Wait. Yes.
Knox, I need your help with something.
Thanks to Knox, I got back into the Grand Orem. I knew he'd pulled a ton of strings to get me a meeting with Mr. Raymond.
Don't worry. What I'm going to tell him is huge. He'll want to hear it. Thank you for everything.
The second Mr. Raymond saw me, he looked so shocked.
Let me introduce myself properly. I'm Joyce, Eleanor's daughter. It's really nice to meet you, Dad.
A few weeks later, the Voss family announced their new heir. This fancy event drew out every big shot in all of Miami. Right in the middle of the Grand Arms Grand Hall hung a huge painting covered with a white cloth. Everyone's eyes were glued to it. I walked in beside Knox, head held high. I belonged here now.
This place is only for the elite little country girl like you should know her place.
Vanessa, I suggest you show some respect. Joyce is more special than you think.
Vanessa was about to flip her hair and roll her eyes. But just then, the cloth dropped. My mom's portrait glowed under the lights. So beautiful, so proud. Every single eye turned to me because I looked just like her.
After all these years, I finally found my daughter. Today, I'm proud to announce Joyce Voss as the new heir of the Grand Orem and the entire Voss family.
Vanessa's face twisted like she just swallowed a whole bucket of bugs. I just walked right past her, calm as ever, stepping up to take my new title for my father.
Don't waste my time, he. Broke nobody, hurry up and haul this stuff.
I stepped in just when Vanessa was yelling at one of the new waiters. He was apologizing over and over, but she kept snapping at him like she owned the world.
The Grand Orem doesn't serve guests who disrespect people. You're not welcome here, Vanessa.
I'm VIP.
And I'm the owner now.
Vanessa got thrown out while people around her giggled and whispered. Knox came to stand beside me. My boyfriend now. He'd been there for me when I had nothing.
Aren't you worried she'll spread rumors and mess with the hotel's name?
The Grand RM stands for real class. It doesn't bow down to arrogant bullies. I know I'll make it shine even brighter than before.
Hi, my name is Pippalook, and I'm from Greenland. Please like and subscribe. I was raised in a small village by my amazing single mom, who was a farmer. We didn't have a lot, but we were really happy. She was my best friend. Once, when I was 5, Mom and I were at a funeral when suddenly I yelled, "Ew! Mom, did you just fart?" As I turned around to look, Mom turned red.
Of course not. This child is so silly. I've never in my life.
You're such a liar, Mom. I hear you do it all.
Pippalook, stop it.
Stinky, liar, pants on fire. By now, everyone was roaring with laughter as Mom chased me around and I ran ahead singing, "She farted, she farted." I was in a lot of trouble later, but I realized something. I'd made people laugh and I really enjoyed that. After that, I became the joker of the village. Mom thought I was hilarious too, as long as I wasn't joking about her. Once when I was 14, I'd taken my cows out for grazing in the fields, when suddenly I saw a bird drop to the ground. I ran to it and saw that it was hurt. As I tried dressing its wound, 2 strange girls came running up to me.
Hey, cow dung! That bird is my prey, so back off! Yeah, do what my boss said.
You hit this poor creature? Pick on someone your own size, witch.
Okay, you asked for it!
And with that, she jumped on me and we broke into a fight. I kicked her in her stomach, and as she howled in pain, I ran to my cow and went back home. Soon after I got there, I realized the 2 had followed me. They started complaining to Mom that I'd beat them up. She started it!
Oh, you horrible girl! I think you burst my appendix. Yeah, Auntie. I saw how your daughter kicked my boss. Wait, I'll show you.
She took some steps back and ran straight to the mean girl, kicking her hard in the stomach.
Ow! You moron! Boss, I'm sorry. So sorry.
As the 2 ran out, Mom and I were laughing our heads off. What idiots! I found out later they were some city brats who'd come on a school trip to the village. Thank God I wouldn't be seeing them around again. A few days later, when I got back from school, I was surprised to see a big car outside our house. I stepped in to find a wealthy-looking man talking to Mom.
The doctors think it's safe for Pipaluk to move back to the city now. I can never thank you enough for taking care of my child.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Oh, Pipaluk, how lovely. And grown up you are.
Who are you and what's going on? Mom! And what she said next turned my world upside down.
He's your real dad, Pipaluk, and your real mum died soon after you were born. You had some mysterious disease, and the doctor said you had to be raised in the village till your teens. So your dad left you with me, and now he's here to take you.
You never thought of telling me this. And what am I? Another animal on your farm that you keep and give away whenever you like? I thought you were my mom.
I'm sorry, Pipaluk, but you're not my real daughter. Your dad has been giving me money to take care of you, and now you must go with him.
Her words were a big blow to me. I had to leave, and I did with a heavy heart. But my dad seemed really nice, and I felt myself warming up to him. He dropped another bombshell on me, though. Apparently, I had a sister, too. Her name was Ani, and she was a year older than me. A few hours later, I arrived at my new home in the city, which was a huge mansion. As Dad led me inside, he told a servant to go get my sister, and when she walked in, I nearly had a stroke. It was one of the girls I'd met in the village, the mean girl's minion.
Cowdung, what are you doing here?
You 2 have met?
Yeah, I met Cowdung on a school trip. Why is she here, Dad?
Stop calling her that. Her name is Pipaluk, and I told you I was getting your sister.
Yeah, but I thought you meant you were getting me a cute little puppy.
Dad warned her to be nice to me, but the minute he left the room, she whipped out her phone and called the mean girl.
Hello, boss. I've got some really gross news. Dad got me a sister, and it's Cowdung. Yeah, the same girl from the village. Okay, I'll keep reporting over and out.
Gosh, of all the people in the world, I had to have this mad girl as my sister. It was summer break, and school hadn't started yet. I thought I'd get to bond with Dad, but he wasn't around much. He was mostly away for work and would give us gifts when he returned. But otherwise, it was just me and Ani at home, and I tried to avoid her as much as possible. A few weeks later, Dad hosted a grand dinner for some guests, and it was the first time I'd ever been to a party like that. Suddenly, Ani came running in with some things Dad got on his last trip.
Dad, your gifts are always so cheap. Why did you get me a calculator when I asked for a new cell phone? You wait till I steal yours.
A cell phone won't change your math grade from an F, but a calculator might help you get a D. Now go away and let me introduce Pipaluk to everyone. Come here, love. Meet my daughter. Guys, this one's really smart.
For the first time, I felt bad for Ani. Dad had basically just called her dumb in front of everyone. A week later, I joined Ani's school, and as soon as we entered the building, she ran to her boss, whose name was Diana. She smirked when she spotted me.
Well, you turned out to be really lucky, didn't you? But don't think for a second that you actually belong here. You will always be the uncivilized monkey whose best friends are cows. Ha ha ha!
That's a compliment because cows are amazing. And yes, I'm quite lucky and rich enough to have a private zoo for donkeys like you. The kids standing around us snickered and Diana looked furious. Apparently, lots of people in school didn't like her because she was mean, and they warmed up to me instantly. I made plenty of friends in no time because I could always make people laugh. Soon, I found out about a stand-up comedy contest at school, and I immediately signed up. Just then, Anne came running and pushed me aside and wrote Diana's name on the sheet too. Jeez! The night before the show, I was rehearsing my script in my room when I noticed Anne peeking through the door. Hey, you can't steal my jokes for Diana!
As if she needs your jokes. She's gonna win anyway.
How can you be so sure?
My cat told me cats are really good at predicting the future.
Okay, then tell me something. Why do you like being Diana's minion? You're just as pretty and rich as she is.
Are you crazy? Diana's so much prettier than me.
Says who?
Diana does. She's been saying that since we were kids, and she would never lie to me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to practice my clapping for the show tomorrow.
This girl was mental, but I'd started to realize that she wasn't evil like Diana, just really dumb. On the day of the contest, I gave my best on the stage and got quite a few laughs. And then it was Diana's turn. She stepped up in front of the mic and said,
"Hello, judges! Before I begin, I'd like to tell you that I'm the most beautiful comedy queen of the school!"
Suddenly, Anne laughed out loud.
Ha ha ha! Wow, very funny!
Diana glared at her.
Where was I? Yeah, so all my friends say I have the best sense of humor.
Ha ha ha! Oh my god, what a joke! You're killing me, Diana!
And she laughed so hard she fell off her chair. Everybody started laughing too, and Diana looked super embarrassed. She screamed and jumped off the stage after Anne, who yelled,
"Ah! What, boss? You told me to laugh!"
But later, when the results were announced, I was declared the winner! I ran home happily to tell Dad, but he wasn't home as usual. So I called him up. "Dad, you won't believe this. I got first place in the comedy contest. You should have seen how everyone loved it."
Oh, that's great, honey.
"Yeah, it's Dad. Hello? Can you hear me?" He just hung up the phone. At that moment, I really missed my mom. She would have been so proud of me. Probably not. She said I wasn't her daughter and made me leave. She wouldn't care either. As I was going to my room, I walked past Annie's room and saw her sitting on her bed, crying like a baby. "Hey, what's wrong? Can I sit here?"
Yeah, sit. But a little away from me because boss says cow dung stinks.
"Oh, come on now, tell me. Why are you crying? It's about Diana, right?"
Yeah, I did what she told me to. I laughed at her jokes to make her win, but now she's mad at me. She didn't even post my video on her TokTok account today.
"What video and what account?" She showed me Diana's TokTok account, where she uploaded Ane's videos, doing absurd things like standing on a table and doing a stupid dance, jumping like a frog on the street, even acting like Diana's puppy in one video. What the freaking fish! Diana has been using my sister as a joke to get followers. Don't you see the problem with this, Ane?
What? Diana's making me popular. Maybe I'll get so famous I'll be cast in comedy movies one day.
Ane was just watching the views on her videos and smiling. This Diana was a jerk, and I had to think of some way to teach her a lesson. And the very next day, I walked into the cafeteria with Ani, and we found Diana bragging loudly to a group of girls.
"This is your first time going to France, loser. I've been there so many times. Actually, I was planning on seeing the fashion show in Paris this coming weekend, but my old grandma passed away last night. Ugh, just ruined my plans."
And Ani started to wail.
Oh my god, what? Granny died last night. But wait, I spoke to her this morning, when I called your house. This doesn't make any sense, and she said you guys were going to the village on the weekend.
As Diana's lie was caught and everyone started to laugh, she looked livid.
"You don't know anything because you're a complete moron! Why can't you just keep your mouth shut?"
Diana raised her hand to slap her, but I stepped in and pushed her back. "Don't you dare touch my sister! Stay away from her! And you're not using her anymore for stupid videos or anything else, you black-hearted donkey!" I knocked her down to the ground, and Annie jumped in too. While the two wrestled and screamed, I grabbed Diana's phone and deleted the TokTok account and all the videos. We got suspended for a few days for attacking Diana, but it was totally worth it. Dad wasn't mad at me when he found out, but he went totally bonkers on Annie.
You already don't do much to make me proud, and now you've gotten yourself suspended. I don't know what I've done to deserve a dumb daughter like you.
Aine went crying to her room and I felt terrible. Later that evening, I decided I'd talk to Dad about not being so mean to her all the time. I went into his study and he wasn't there, but I found his laptop open with an email from his lawyer that left me shook. The will left by Pipaluk's mother cannot be changed. She is the sole heiress of all her mother's wealth, and you as the stepfather get nothing. We will have to find some other way to get a hold of that orphan's money. Wait! Dad was my stepdad! My mother had left me money and he was trying to take it.
Why are you snooping around?
Can you explain this email, Dad? Or should I say stepdad?
Yeah. I'm not your father. Your mother left me for someone else and had you. But then they both died. And the police left you with me because there was no one else. I left you in the village with some poor woman who wanted a child so badly she didn't even take any money. I only brought you back because I needed you to sign some papers. But it looks like it's no use. So you can just go back to your idiot mother while I figure something out.
And what about my money? You can't have it.
Oh yes, I can. And I will. What are you gonna do about it?
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This man was pure evil. I ran upstairs and started packing my things. I wasn't staying here another minute. But as I was leaving, I heard police sirens, and there were cops at the door to arrest Dad for theft and fraud.
You called the police, Pipalook?
No, I did. I heard everything you and Dad were talking about, Pipalook, and then I snuck down to his study and sent his emails to the police.
How could you do this to your own father, Anne?
Because you're a crook. And you're not a good father either. My whole life you've told me I'm stupid and not good enough. Well, I deserve better than you. Take him away.
The cops took him away, and I turned to hug her tight. You're amazing, Anne.
But you're still leaving me to go with your mom, right?
No, I'm taking you with me. Mom said she took money to keep me, but I just knew in my heart that wasn't true. Your dad made her say that to make me leave with him. She's the most amazing mom, Annie. And she would love to have you too.
Are you sure?
100%. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Joy from Chicago. Please like and subscribe. My parents always loved to call me a unique child. When I was little, I was always making toy buildings out of random stuff. Seashells, bottles, cereal boxes, anything I could get my hands on. I was also kind of shy and found it more fun to help out with chores at home than play with other kids. One day, Mom was teaching me how to make pancakes when she suddenly stopped and stared at me.
Sweetie, what's the matter? Am I going too fast for you?
No, Mommy. Everything's fine.
But you keep blinking a lot, like there's something wrong.
I hadn't even realized it. So Mom took me to a doctor, and I got diagnosed with an excessive blinking condition. It was nothing serious, but in school, kids started making fun of me for it, and I'd mostly just stay away from them and sit alone. One day in 3rd grade, I was making a presentation, and this stupid boy kept interrupting.
Miss Brown, why does Joy blink so much?
Just keep quiet and listen to Joy's presentation, please.
But how can I listen when Joy's eyes are doing all the talking?
The whole class burst out laughing. Just then, this kid Martin walked over to the annoying boys' table.
Hey, don't talk about Joy like that.
Oh yeah, who are you, her boyfriend?
Martin jumped on him and the two started wrestling like crazy. They both ended up in detention for a week. So after school, I snuck into the detention room and sat next to Martin. Hey, thanks for sticking up for me.
I hate when people tease you. You're like the awesomest, smartest girl in our class.
I joined Martin for detention every day, and after that we hung out all the time. It turned out he even lived in my neighborhood. I'd always been a loner, but for the first time, I had a best friend. And it was amazing. Having Martin in my life made me less shy, and I changed a lot. We stayed super close through the years. But when we reached high school, Martin gave me some news one day.
My dad's business really took off, and we're moving to another neighborhood. I'm also going to a private school.
Wow, that's super cool, but I'll really miss you.
Hey, why don't you apply for a scholarship? Then we can still be at the same school.
My parents were happy for me to try to get into a better school, so I applied for the scholarship and I got in. Little did I know that it was the worst decision ever. On the first day of 9th grade, I almost fell over when I saw Martin. There he was, dressed head to toe in designer clothes, and was wearing a gold watch. Who are you and what did you do to my friend? And how much gel is in your hair? Dude!
This is just how the cool kids dress nowadays. You didn't know that?
No, should I?
Yeah, you should. You need a makeover, girl.
I just laughed and punched his arm. Later at lunch, a bunch of rich kids walked by our table.
Hey, Martin, I've seen you around my neighborhood. Want to come to my party this Friday?
Sure. Can I bring Joy with me?
She'll have to buy new shoes first. I bet the one she's wearing right now came from a garbage dump.
Hello, I'm right here, and I love these shoes.
Joy, she's joking. Calm down.
The girl walked away with her minions, and and I felt so annoyed at Martin. How could he think that comment was a joke? Apparently, there were lots of kids at school who lived in Martin's neighborhood, and it seemed like he was becoming friends with them overnight. That next Monday, I didn't see Martin until lunchtime with his arm around a really pretty girl. Hey, saved a seat for you at our usual table.
Actually, I have a girlfriend now, so I'm gonna go sit with her.
Oh, okay, well, have fun. I went to sit by myself and watched Martin from afar. He looked happy, but he just wasn't acting like himself. As weeks went by, Martin got super handsome and muscular and really popular. I missed my friend, but I gave him his space. But one day, I caught Martin and his friends surrounding a younger kid, and Martin was reading his diary out loud.
Stephanie Twain, the love of my life since 5th grade.
I ran forward and snatched the diary from him. What are you doing?
What? I'm just here to entertain people. Reading idiots' diaries is my opening act.
Martin, why are you acting like this? Just because you're rich now doesn't mean you have to be a jerk.
You know what? I think you're just jealous because I have other friends now and I'm not a nerdy loser like you.
Look at me. I'm Joy, and all I do is study in the library because I have no life.
Then Martin started blinking really fast and shaking his head. Are you making fun of me? Before I could stop myself, I slapped Martin hard across the face and ran away from there. The whole rest of the day, I had to fight from crying. What a jerk! But when I got home, I forgot my troubles when I found Mom sitting in the kitchen looking really worried. What's wrong, Mom?
Joy, your dad and I are in serious debt. If we don't find a way to get some money soon, we could lose the house.
Lose the house? Are we gonna end up homeless?
No, I shouldn't have said anything. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it, honey.
But I did worry about it. I watched Avatar World videos on YouTube to take my mind off of things, but I didn't get much sleep that night. Weeks went by and things kept changing. I just focused on my studies and saw Martin from a distance turning into a completely different person. Then one day, a new guy named Cameron arrived at school. He looked like Harry Styles, and based on his Lamborghini, he was clearly rich. All the girls were drooling over him, but I just rolled my eyes and walked away. He was probably just another snooty brat, but I was surprised when Cameron came and sat next to me in my robotics class. He seemed super impressed with the robot bird I was building. I've been working on it for almost a year.
Are you like a genius? You can tell me the truth. You don't have to be modest.
Ha 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 ha. I laughed and ended up sitting with Cameron for lunch, and he never once made fun of my blinking or even asked about it. We were having a great time until Martin walked over.
Dude, what's a guy like you doing with someone like Joy? I'll introduce you to my friends. They're more your type.
Martin, why are you such a...
Sure, I'll come and say hi right now.
Cameron leaned over to me and whispered,
Trust me, you just sit back and enjoy the show.
I wondered what he was up to as he walked over to Martin's friends. And when Martin introduced his girlfriend, Cameron suddenly took her hand and kissed it.
I'm heading to a yacht party tonight. I'll offer you $500 to be my date.
His girlfriend instantly pushed Martin away and armed through Cameron's.
You got yourself a deal, cutie!
Wait, what the heck? I thought you really liked me.
Cameron pulled away from Martin's girlfriend.
Your friends really are something. I just wanted to show you that. And I don't like hanging out with fake people. Don't ever come near me or Joy again, okay?
Cameron walked back to me, and I saw Martin's face had turned really red as he stormed off furiously. I hoped he'd had some sense knocked into him. Later that week, I got some amazing news. My teachers wanted to enter my robot bird into a huge science fair with a big cash prize. If I won, I could help my parents out.
Your hard work is finally gonna pay off, Joy. I wish I were as talented.
Wait, what if you enter the science fair with me? You can help me with the finishing motion.
Are you serious? You're the coolest girl ever.
Cameron and I worked hard on it all month. The night of the fair, I reached the venue before Cameron, who was bringing the project. But hours passed and he just didn't show up. I called and texted frantically, but he wouldn't answer his phone. I was called to the stage empty-handed. The judges couldn't wait any longer. I was disqualified. But just as I was leaving the venue, Cameron showed up. Oh my God! Where were you? How could you let me down like that?
Joy, I'm so sorry. When I left the school with the project, all my tires were flat. 10 minutes later, I couldn't even call you because my phone wasn't in my bag. I don't know who stole it or slashed my tires, but I can make a guess.
Martin! I was burning with rage the next day when I saw Martin in school. I walked up to him and grabbed his collar. You heartless jerk. You did that to Cameron, didn't you?
Hey, back off! And yeah, I did, haha. But why are you so worked up? So your lover boy had to wait on the road for a while. Big deal!
It's not just about him, Martin. I missed the science fair because of what you did. You know, I've been working on that project for a year. Doesn't that mean anything to you? For a second, he looked taken aback, but then he just shrugged.
How was I supposed to know all that? Anyway, I did you a favor. You've been a nerdy loser since I met you. It's time you found a new hobby, Blinky.
I sprung forward and pushed Martin to the ground. I'm just through with you. I used to think you'd be the last person to ever hurt me, but I don't even recognize you now. You're just a big jerk bully. I turned around and fled from there. At that moment, I hated him so much. A few days later, I was studying at the library for exams and realized it was really late. As I walked out of the building, I heard laughter coming from the back alley. I went over to see what was going on and nearly fell backwards. Martin and his friends were spray painting the principal's brand new car. Are you crazy? What are you doing?
Ugh! What are you doing here, Joy?
Martin, just please stop this. You could get in so much trouble.
As if you care. Just keep walking and pretend you never saw this.
I had no choice but to leave, but seeing him this way was so frustrating. The next day when I went to school, all everyone was talking about was how the principal's car was wrecked, and he was raging mad. But in the third period, I was shocked when I was called to the principal's office.
I saw on the CCTV footage that you were on the premises last night when my car was destroyed.
But sir, I had nothing to do with it, I swear.
Oh, I know that. But I think you saw who did it.
I just stared back at him and then spoke. It was really dark. I wouldn't be able to tell you who it was for sure.
Joy, you're here at this school on a scholarship. If I don't have a name by Monday, you'll lose it for next year. I suggest you be smart and think about your future.
I walked out of the principal's office in shock. Just then, Cameron caught up with me.
Joy, what's going on? Why were you called to the principal's office?
I told him everything that had happened.
You can't just throw away your scholarship like that. You have to turn Martin in.
How can you even suggest that? He used to be my best friend, and I'm not a snitch.
He's not your best friend anymore. He's a jerk, and he deserves this. If he was a nice guy once, he's changed, Joy.
But I didn't change. I just can't do this, Cameron. I won't do this. I'll go to another school. It won't be as great as this one, but I'll be okay. Tears stung my eyes. I thought about the colleges and opportunities I'd never have now. But I was doing the right thing. That Monday, I went to the principal's office with a heavy heart, ready to lose my scholarship, but he told me the most shocking news. Martin had come to his office and confessed to destroying his car. So what's going to happen to him now?
He's already expelled, of course.
I couldn't believe it. Why did he suddenly confess? And he even took the fall for his friends. I found the other two brats who were with him that night, snickering in the hallway, and I asked them.
We don't know why that loser did it. We'd all gotten away with it.
It wasn't his idea. He just does whatever we tell him to, always trying so hard to be one of us.
I've known Martin for years, and trust me, he's 10 times better than all of you. I shut them aside and left. I was totally off the hook, but Martin was gone for good. My head was spinning. But when I got home that day, I found my parents in the living room with huge smiles.
Joy, we have the most wonderful news. We're not in debt anymore.
Are you kidding? That's amazing. But how?
Some anonymous donor paid off all the money we owe for the house. Like, we have no idea who did it.
It was probably Cameron. He's an amazing friend. I just know it was him. I rushed to my phone to call Cameron and thank him. But suddenly, I realized Cameron didn't know my landlord or anything about my house. There was only one person outside my family who did. The next morning, I took a bus to Martin's new place and knocked on his door. Hey, I have a weird question. Did you pay off our mortgage?
Yeah, I did. But hey, don't worry about it. Our moms ran into each other, and your mom told my mom everything. I told my parents I'd help them out at work every weekend if they paid your loan.
Martin, I don't understand. I thought you hated me now.
Why would I hate you? Cameron told me what you did for me. After how horrible I've been. You were gonna give up your scholarship and ruin your future for me. I guess I'm not really surprised, because that's just who you are. The best friend one could ask for. I couldn't let you do that though. I got expelled. 'cause I deserved it. And I'm really sorry about everything.
I was so touched to see Martin's teary eyes. Hey, don't make me cry, bro. It's okay. And thank you for apologizing. I'm just glad to see my old friend back.
Me too, and for the record, Cameron's a really good guy. You have my blessing to be with him.
Yeah, I didn't ask for your blessing, but thanks anyway.
Hi, my name is Pearl. Please like and subscribe. My parents were one of the richest people in the city. And when I was born, everyone gasped at how amazingly beautiful I was. And since I was their only child, my parents treated me like a princess. Agu agu.
Oh my gosh, honey, our daughter said her first words.
Let's throw a party.
They were just crazy about me. I had hundreds of maids to feed me, bathe me, walk me, and even comb my hair.
Oh my gosh, you broke my darling girl's hair. Do you have any idea what this hair is worth? It's worth millions.
Of course, Mom overreacted a lot. She would even fire the maids if my milk was not the right temperature, and Dad was no less. When I turned 5, he ordered the servants to redecorate my room. And you won't believe it, he changed everything to gold and diamonds, including my toilet seat. Not only that, but I had different dresses and shoes to wear every day. And the driver would drop me off to school in my favorite red Lamborghini. I felt like a true princess. And honestly, I loved it. But there was someone who hated every bit of the life that I lived. Melissa. She was the meanest girl in my class, and she hated me for, well, everything. She will steal my doll and throw it into the mud. Once, she even trashed all of my notebooks. But school wasn't the only place that I had to bear her. Her were friends with mine, and I often saw her at sleepovers and parties too. On my 14th birthday, Mom and Dad threw me a grand party and invited all of their rich friends. And of course, Melissa came with her parents too. When I walked down the stairs, everyone looked stunned by my beauty. Everyone but Melissa. Her face turned red like a tomato.
Good Lord, your daughter is so pretty. I think I'm gonna marry her to my son.
Ew! No, there was no way that I was gonna marry his stupid son, Xander. But I wasn't the only one who was mad about it. Melissa had always dreamed of becoming super rich by marrying Xander, because his dad was the richest man in the city. And she looked super pissed at this comment. But then suddenly, her facial expressions changed, and she walked up to me with a smile.
Hey Pearl, happy birthday. Here is a gift from me.
What? Was there a bomb in there? But then when I opened the box, a kitten jumped out of it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I loved it, but why was Melissa being so nice to me? All of a sudden, something didn't feel right. Later that night, when everyone left, I was playing with my cute little kitten when suddenly it scratched my face with its paw. Ah! Melissa's cat turned out to be just like her. Evil. Mom and Dad came rushing out when they heard my screams. They rushed me to a hospital, but even after weeks of treatments and several procedures, the scar didn't go away. Now I had no choice but to live with it and cover it with makeup. When I went back to school, Melissa was waiting to mess with me again, but thank God she had no idea about my scar, or she would make my life a nuisance.
Move, Pearl. This is my seat. And just because you're rich doesn't mean you own everything.
Well, I do own a lot of things, but I don't see your name on it either. She got super pissed, and she was about to throw her plate of food in my face when Xander cut in and stopped her.
Hey, stay away from my girl. Pearl, stop messing with her.
My girl? What's going on? I'm not your girl. Are you crazy?
Oh, my sweet Pearl. Don't you remember what my dad said on your birthday? We're gonna be married eventually.
What? We're just 14. Are you crazy?
There is no way you can marry him, Pearl. I won't let that happen.
Well, I won't let that happen either. Now get away from me, both of you. God, these guys were so crazy. It was such a headache going to school every day and seeing them. Especially Xander. He was such a pain in the butt. He'd flirt with me all the time and scare away all of the other guys who ever tried to talk to me. I hated every bit of my junior year, up until the teacher introduced an exchange Korean student to the class. His name was Mino, and gosh, he was so handsome. The teacher asked me to help him with the syllabus, and while we were studying in the library one day, Xander came marching at us.
Who do you think you are, sitting here with my girlfriend?
Saying that, he suddenly grabbed my hand.
You're coming with me, Pearl.
Stay away from me, Xander. I'm not your girlfriend. Just then, Mino cut in and punched him in the face.
You should have just let her go.
Oh my gosh, his deep voice and those fierce eyes. I instantly fell in love with him. He was so amazing. Xander ran from there like a scaredy cat. and I thanked Mino for saving me from that jerk. To which he smiled and said,
Well, I can see he's a jerk, but you're so pretty. Anyone would go crazy for you.
"Oh my gosh, he thought that I was pretty." My cheeks turned red and I almost melted. After that, Mino and I spend most of our time reading in the library together. It was so much fun just to sit next to him and admire all of those books. Months felt like days with him, and I couldn't believe that a year had passed with him. Then one day, while I was having lunch at the cafeteria, Xander came up to me and started acting up all of a sudden.
You think you're gonna be happy with that stupid jerk? He's a loser.
Well, last I saw, you were the one who got punched.
That's because I just didn't hit the gym that day. But anyways, I won't let him take you away from me, Pearl.
You don't own me, Xander. Now get lost. But before I could complete my sentence, Melissa threw a can of juice in my face.
Stay away from my guy, you witch. Don't you already have a guy now?
Melissa, have you lost it?
Drop the act, you boyfriend stealer.
But then suddenly, I realized my makeup, my scar. I pushed past her and ran to the washroom immediately. But to my horror, I ran straight into Mino. His eyes widened as he looked at me. Oh no!
Why are you all wet? Who did this to you?
What? Did he see my scar? Or was it that he just didn't care?
Tell me who did this. I'm gonna teach them a lesson.
No, Mino. It's fine. I just tripped. I couldn't believe that he got so mad seeing me hurt. And he didn't mention anything about my scar. Like it was totally normal. Gosh, he was such a darling. I couldn't resist it anymore. I pulled him in for our first kiss and wow, it was magical. After that, we started officially dating, and I felt like the happiest person on earth. But not for long. Mom, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
It's your dad, honey. He had a heart attack.
Oh my gosh, Mom, what happened? Where is he? Mom told me that Dad lost all his money in a bad investment, and now we're almost bankrupt. Dad didn't take the news so well, and he ended up in the hospital. After that, I stayed at home for almost a week until Dad recovered, and I didn't tell Mino so he wouldn't worry. Then one day, all of a sudden, Mom and Dad asked me to accompany them to a party. But Dad, you just got discharged. But they insisted that I tag along anyway, and they asked me to doll up and put on my best dress. But when we got there, Xander's dad made an announcement that almost gave me a heart attack.
Hello, everyone. It brings me great joy to announce the engagement of my son, Xander, with my friends, daughter, Pearl. Please, everyone, give the couple a big hand.
And with that, Mom started dragging me onto the stage. What? Mom? Wait, what's going on? Is this some sort of joke?
Oh, honey, please don't be mad. It's the only chance that we have to save our company and our home. Besides, Xander is such a nice guy.
No, Mom. Xander's a jerk, and I am not doing this.
Oh, honey, but look at your dad. He's so happy. The doctor said that he wouldn't survive another heart attack. Do you want him to leave us forever?
I looked at Dad, and indeed he looked happy. And although I loved Mino so much, I couldn't let my dad die either. So I had to choose my parents' happiness over mine. A few days later, when I went to school, I found out that Xander had told everyone about our engagement, including Mino, and he looked furious.
Tell me this is all a lie. Tell me you didn't want any part of this. Just tell me.
But I couldn't tell him the truth. Mino, I love Xander, and that's why I'm marrying him.
No, you're lying.
No, I'm not. He's rich, and who doesn't want money? I knew that he loved me, and that my words would break his heart, but I had no choice but to lie. After hearing what I said, he backed off and he left, and he never looked at me again. Finally, on our wedding day, when I felt like everything was gonna be fine, things took a wild turn. I heard Mom and Dad talking about something I had never imagined in my worst nightmare.
Stop eating so much. You're gonna have another gastric attack, and it's your daughter's wedding day.
Well, thanks to my gastric attack, Pearl agreed to the marriage, thinking it was a heart attack. Otherwise, there was no way of getting her to agree to this, and we would have remained poor for the rest of our lives.
What? You guys lied to me? How could you? Mom started crying and tried to stop me.
Please, honey, please understand that
I sacrificed my happiness because of you guys. And you, I hate you. I stormed out of the wedding venue, throwing the wedding ring at Xander's face when I met him on my way out.
Stop. Pearl, where are you going? Wait, you're the one leaving? Really? I know all about your ugly scar, and I still want you. You stupid girl, this is how you pay me back.
What? You knew?
Yeah, dumbhead, I knew. So come back here and kiss me right now, or I'll make you regret it.
He got closer and tried to pull me to him, but I slapped him hard and left. I wasn't gonna wait or listen to anyone anymore. I had to find Mino and tell him that I loved him. I called his friends, but they told me that he was at a BTS concert at the MetLife Stadium. Really? Of all places, a BTS concert? I rushed to the stadium and I ran backstage to grab a mic and shout out my confession to him. But oh my gosh, I couldn't believe my eyes when I ran into all of the BTS members. It was like I was dreaming.
What are you doing here?
Why are you dressed like that? Do you need some help?
Of course, I wish that the time would stop right there and then, but I had to find the love of my life. I told them about my situation, and I asked them to help me. And they did. They were so nice. They allowed me to go on stage and talk to Mino. I was really nervous, but then I gathered all of my courage to speak. Mino, I'm so sorry that I lied to you, but the truth is that I love you and I can't live without you. Please forgive me. My eyes filled with tears as I confessed my love for him. And then I saw him running towards me through the crowd. He jumped up on stage and he kissed me. The crowd cheered for us as he lifted me up in his arms and he whispered into my ears,
I love you too, Pearl.
Hi, my name is Ada, and I'm from New York. Please like and subscribe. Me and my twin sister Gia were born to two very chaotic parents who fought like Tom and Jerry all the time. And on the very day we were born, they picked up a twin each and decided to make us the best version of themselves.
Ada is hungry. She needs milk.
Oh, since you chose her, why don't you feed her from your nipples?
Yep, Dad picked me, and growing up, he taught me the Turkish language because he was from Turkey, and Gia was Mom's favorite, so Mom taught her Italian because she was from Italy. Although we spoke English at home, that whole language thing kinda became the reason for all the chaos and misunderstandings in the family. Because of Mom and Dad's fights, I could never get close to Mom, and I hated that. So once, when I was 8, I decided to make a card for Mom for the new year and asked Gia for help. When Mom saw it, she went ballistic. Sei una mucca grassa.
God, you're so rude, Ada. Just like your jerk dad, I always knew I made the right choice by picking Gia.
I was furious that Witch made me do this. I ran to Gia and pulled her by her hair. Why did you do that to me?
'Cause Dad loves you more than me, and I hate it.
So what? Mom loves you more than me? Just then, Mom came and separated us and said something to Gia in Italian. What did you say?
Not your freaking business. Go to your daddy and hug him.
But Gia glared at me and spit at my face. And another fight broke out. She beat me to it and I got a black eye. But I was so gonna get back at her. The funny thing was about us. Gia and I were identical twins. We both looked so much alike that even our parents couldn't tell us apart, and I was gonna use that against her. The next day, I went to school and punched a kid straight in the face. I rule the school. No one dares mess with me. Remember my name? It's Gia. That would land Gia in detention for sure. But my plan kinda backfired when both Mom and Dad were called to the principal's office. And when they couldn't figure out who it was between us, they started blaming each other for it in front of the principal.
Sei stupido.
Yeah, whatever. Same to you. Back at you.
Che animale così stupido.
The principal let us off without any punishment because she just wanted to get my parents out of her office. But it's not like they ever stopped. On Thanksgiving dinner, Mom served pizza and Dad went ballistic.
Where's the freaking turkey? Who even makes pizza on Thanksgiving, you stupid woman?
Turkey, turkey. Go ask your mother to make you a turkey.
And saying that, Mom threw a plate at Dad, which he avoided. But then Dad grabbed the ketchup bottle and pointed it at Mom.
Don't you dare. This is a designer top.
Watch me.
And he squeezed out all of the ketchup onto Mom's top. Mom shrieked. And soon our dinner table turned into a war zone. Gia and I felt terrible. Mom and Dad didn't even care about any happy occasion or us anymore. They just fought all the time. Then one day in the 7th grade, when Gia and I got back home after school, Mom and Dad finally dropped the bomb on us.
We are getting a divorce. Ada is going to live with her dad in Turkey, and Gia is going to live with me in Italy.
What? No way. You can't do that.
No, Mom. No, Dad. I can't live without you guys. I want all of us together. Please don't do this.
But they didn't listen to us and said it was final. Later that night, I went to talk to Gia in her room. I thought she might not listen to me, but she hugged me as soon as she saw me.
Oh, Ada, I'm so glad you're here. Even though we fight all the time, I can't live without you and Dad. Sis, we have to do something.
What can we do? Our parents just hate us. They're selfish and only think about themselves.
Then let's just run away. They'll get busy looking for us, and then they'll forget all about this stupid divorce thing. They'll understand how much we need them.
I won't let this happen. I won't let them ruin our lives. We have to stay together no matter what. But Mom and Dad had already filed for the divorce, and within a week, they even signed the final papers. But then I had a brilliant idea. I could switch places with Gia and go with Mom to Italy. We would tell them about the swap after 6 months, and when they'd meet again to exchange us, maybe they'd be less angry and realize that they still loved each other. Yes, this was perfect. I immediately told Gia about it, and she happily agreed. Soon after, Mom and I flew off to Italy, and there, Mom had a huge place of her own. As soon as we got there, a maid came running and grabbed all our luggage.
Benvenuta, signorina.
And that's when it hit me. I could not understand a word of Italian, and this reminded me of Gia. She was also stuck in Turkey and didn't know a word of Turkish. God knows what kind of trouble she was going through.
Mahaba birkaç erkek alabilishmil.
What are you saying, kid? Are you out of your mind?
Soon after, Mom enrolled me in school, and my first day was a complete mess. The teacher asked me to introduce myself, and I said, "Ciao, mi chiamo Gia siete tutti brutti." Everyone gasped and looked at me like I'd cursed them. All I said was they were nice, but for some reason, none of them would talk to me now. The next day, during lunchtime, pizza was being served in the cafeteria. But I noticed there wasn't enough cheese on top. "Can I get more cheese on this?" The server stared at me, like I had asked for her kidney. And dude, this was a clear mistake. Asking for more cheese in Italy is considered super rude, but I didn't know that. "Cheese vacca grassa?" The lady glared at me and jumped over the food counter to attack me. She chased me for a mile around the school until the principal caught us both. She sternly told me off for being rude and said she was gonna call my mom later. And I felt like a terrible kid. Mom was already dealing with the divorce, and now I was adding more to her troubles. I thought I'd apologize to her as soon as I got home. But what I saw next shocked me. Mom was having a pool party with her friends, and they were all having the time of their lives. What the crap? Mom, what's going on here?
Oh, honey, I'm having so much fun. You should join us. If I knew life without your father would be so amazing, I'd have divorced him before the wedding. I feel like I'm 20 again.
What? I thought she'd be missing Dad and me, but she was having a blast. This was so weird and not what I expected. I quickly went to my room and called Gia to tell her how Mom was going completely crazy. But what she told me shocked me even more. Dad was gonna get engaged within a week. This was insane. We had to get Mom and Dad back together soon, by any means possible. The next day, I was all set to break the news to Mom, but what I saw almost gave me a heart attack. She introduced me to a not-so-handsome man as her boyfriend.
Ciao, sono Roberto, signorina.
And before I could even say anything, they put me in a car and took me shopping with them. But I had to do something to get rid of all this Italian pasta. Sauce at all costs. When Mom went inside the changing room, I told him to leave her alone. Voglio che tu ami mia madre. Suddenly he had tears in his eyes and he hugged me. What was wrong? Then he took a ring from his pocket and proposed to my mom in the most romantic way possible.
Vuoi essere mia?
Mom looked awestruck. And then she said the words that I dreaded the most.
Sì, lo farò.
OMG, what the heck was happening? Our plan was literally falling apart. The next day, I stormed off to school in anger, but in the school corridor, a guy pulled my hand and started flirting with me.
Hi, beautiful. Want to go and get some cheese with me? I'll open factories for you.
Ew, it was so gross. And I was so done with kids making fun of me for not knowing the language. I knew a little Italian by now, so I told him to leave me alone. But he didn't, so I slapped him hard. He left and he went to tell the principal some lies that I forced him to kiss me. An hour later, Mom barged into the principal's office, and she looked raging mad.
Your kid has been misbehaving with our staff and been doing inappropriate things to boys.
Mom, I didn't.
Oh, I know my daughter very well. It's the school that's stupid, and I'm putting her into a better one. We are done here.
Oh my God, she was so unpredictable. While driving me back home, I thought Mom would scold me, but instead she said something that completely shocked me.
It's okay, honey. If you're ever in a place where you're unhappy, then you can always move away, just like I did. Ada.
What? Did she just call me by my real name? Mom, you know.
Of course I know. You're my child.
Really?
Well, no. This morning after you left for school, I went to your room, and I saw your pink-colored undies, which Gia hates. But why did you do this, honey? Imagine everything Gia has been going through there. She doesn't even know the language.
We want you guys to get back together. But Mom didn't say a word to that. And as soon as we reached home, she called Dad and told him everything. But Dad, like always, wouldn't believe her.
I'm not going to fall for your pranks, woman. Do you think I'm a fool? Of course I know it's my daughter. It's Ada.
But minutes later, he called her back saying he knew from the beginning it wasn't me. Mom immediately got on a plane with me. When we landed at the airport, I saw Gia and Dad waiting for us outside. I ran towards her, and she hugged me as soon as she saw me. I missed you so much, sister. Minutes later, Mom asked Gia to follow her, and Dad asked me to come with him. But I had to try one last time. Enough, you guys. We are not going anywhere. We want to live together like a family. Please, can't you do this for us?
Yes, I want to live with Ira and Mom, not like this, where I feel so empty and alone and unloved. I want to be happy.
Mom and Dad looked at us in complete surprise.
Oh, honey, why would you ever think you're alone? No matter what happens between me and Mom, nothing could ever change the fact that we're your parents, and we love you so much. You'll always have both of us.
Then why can't we all live together?
Because that won't make any of us happy. We wanted to raise you in a happy home with great memories, but living together, we could never give you any of that. And now look at us. We are happy. And we can give you the best of the world only if you choose to accept it.
Suddenly, I had tears in my eyes. Maybe Mom was right. She looked a lot happier and healthier than she ever used to be with Dad. And Dad, he looked like he was gonna explode with joy. And now, the only people fighting against this happiness was me and Gia. This had to stop. I looked at her, and she looked at me, and we knew what the right thing to do was. We agreed to Mom and Dad's plan, but we decided we weren't going to sacrifice our happiness either. So Gia and I decided to live with Mom, and both of us moved back to Italy with her. But we often visited Dad and his new family, and we were the happiest.
Hi, I'm Kara from Los Angeles. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my single mom who worked as a stylist to A-list celebrities. Her work fascinated me, and I always dreamt of walking in her footsteps. So, when I turned 17, I started assisting her on her movie sets. That's where I met Jake for the first time. He worked as a set builder, and though we never spoke, I always thought he was kind of cute. One day I was a bit early on the set when I saw him struggling with the set backdrop. Oh, there you go.
Thanks, I was sure I was going to fall today. I'm Jake, by the way.
I'm Kara. We got talking, and it turns out he was really sweet. We started hanging out a lot at the set and started dating. Soon it was time for college, and as luck would have it, Jake and I got into a college in the same city and decided to move in together. Mom didn't take the news too well, but I was adamant, so she gave in. Things were fine for a while, but soon our relationship started crumbling. It started with small things like Jake not paying the rent or staying out till late. He wanted me to ask Mom to invest in his business idea.
I'm sure she'll have no problem pitching in to secure daughter's future. Don't you want me to progress in life?
Of course I do. Nothing would make me happier. I still wasn't sure if Mom would agree, but I had to give it a shot for Jake. So a week later, I called her up and she told me that she was in the hospital. She was feeling much better, but I had to go see her. So I rushed back home only to find Jake and my car gone. I tried calling him, but he didn't answer. And just as I was giving up hope, he came home looking like a wreck and my car was missing. What happened? Where's my car?
The car is gone. I got into a bad accident, babe.
Gone? What do you mean gone? My mom's not well, and I had to go see her. What am I supposed to do now?
I'm telling you, I got into an accident, but all you care about is your car and your mom. You're unbelievable.
I didn't, but Jake slammed the door in my face. I felt so bad about the whole thing, so I decided to make up for it by selling my mom's vintage Rolex watch to get money for Jake's business. It broke my heart to part with it, but I had to do it for Jake. Mom was discharged soon after, but she was still mad at me for not showing up. I thought after Jake got the money, he'd be happy. But instead, he got more distant. He was always on his phone or traveling, and if I asked him, he simply shrugged and said it was for business. But then, one day, when he was gone, I checked his bank statements and saw a transfer of $500,000 in his account.
What are you doing?
the heck is this, Jake? Where did you get the money?
I wanted to tell you sooner, but I got so caught up. I won the lottery. Isn't that amazing?
A lottery? When? How?
You gave me the money, I bought the tickets, I won the money, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I'm rich now.
My heart dropped to my butt. I sold my watch to get money for a lottery tickets. How could you be so insensitive? You should have asked me.
Oh, and why should I do that? Did I ask you to sell your junk? No, right? And will you? Please stop overreacting. I won, didn't I?
What? You're more stupid than I thought if you think money is everything in life.
I don't care. And listen, I'm tired of dating your broke butt anyway. I thought maybe your mom would help me pay my bills and I could finally live a good life. But we all know how that went, so I'm off. And here's a little cash to keep you afloat. And don't call me.
Jake packed up his stuff and moved out, leaving me in total shock. I couldn't believe I could fall for someone like him. I wanted to call Mom and tell her everything, but that would only stress her out more, so I decided against it. The next few weeks were a blur. I was still trying to wrap my head around the way Jake had treated me, and I felt like a total idiot. And one day while walking back from college, I was so lost I didn't realize I'd stepped right into heavy traffic. Before I could process it, I felt an arm pull me back onto the sidewalk.
Hey, watch where you're going. Are you trying to get yourself killed?
I looked up and saw the most gorgeous guy was towering above me like an angel. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Must have been thinking real hard for you to be so distracted.
Yeah, something like that. Please let me repay you.
Maybe some other time. I have a feeling I'll see you again. I'm just glad you're okay.
The stranger left and I went on my way, but I couldn't stop thinking about how he looked oddly familiar. The next day, I decided to break myself out of my slump and focus on my studies. When I arrived at class, I found out that we were assigned partners for a project, and my partner was the same guy who'd saved me.
Well, this must be fate. Who would have thought we'd meet up again so soon?
Wow, I had no idea we were in the same class.
Well, now you do. I'm Noah.
Noah and I hit it off immediately. He was funny, charismatic, and he always made me feel at ease. We were great together, and one day, when he asked me out for a coffee date, I agreed. But just as I reached the cafe, I heard him talking on the phone with someone.
You don't have to worry, I'll arrange the money for Mom's operation. I'm working on it as we speak.
As soon as he saw me, he stopped and smiled.
Hey, you're early. What happened? Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem, let's go, shall we?
Noah kept saying something, but my mind was spinning in all directions. Could it be that he was lying to me for money too? But why would he do that?
So I heard your mom's a stylist in LA?
Huh? How do you know that?
Everyone in college does. She's famous. You must be well off.
It was almost as if an alarm went off in my mind as I got up. Noah, this was great. I need to leave.
But your coffee?
Some other time, maybe. I turned around and ran as fast as I could, far away from Noah. My relationship with Jake had been a disaster, and I had no plans of repeating the same mistake. After that day, I avoided Noah at all costs, even though he tried talking to me 1,000,000 times. He would slip sweet notes in my locker, wait for me in the cafeteria, and help me with the project. But I just didn't want to talk to him. And then one day he caught up with me.
Okay, I swear I'm not a stalker, but it's really annoying me how you left the other day. I need an explanation. You owe me one.
I don't owe you anything.
Okay, relax. I've clearly touched a wrong nerve, but I can't sleep in peace till you tell me what's wrong.
Why do you even care?
Because I like you. There, I said it. I've liked you since I saw you in class the first day, but you were always so quiet doing your own thing. Never got the chance to talk to you.
I stared at Noah, and his kind eyes told me he was telling the truth. Suddenly, I broke down in tears and told him everything about Jake.
That's horrible. I understand where you're coming from, but you can't judge everyone on the same level. I need money, but I would never make a fool out of anyone. Least of all you.
I know, but it's difficult for me to move on. I don't know if I can ever fall in love again. Noah looked disappointed, but I just wasn't in a place where I could trust anyone again. We decided to stay friends, but the more time I spent around him, the more I fell for him. Maybe he was different, and I was thinking too much. One day, Noah told me about a massive party in a mansion outside the city. The entire class was invited, and we were all excited. I even bought myself a cute outfit. But when Noah came to pick me up, I was blown. You clean up nice.
I still look like a shabby rat compared to you.
The party was a blast, and Noah and I were having a great time. Then he left to get us some drinks, and seconds later, someone tapped on my shoulders. I froze when I saw Jake grinning at me.
Fancy seeing you here.
What are you doing here?
Do you own this place? No? Thought so.
I don't have time for this. Leave me alone. Just then, Noah approached me with our drinks.
Sorry, the line was insane. Everything okay?
Yeah, I need to leave. I'll see you in class tomorrow.
Don't crush his heart like that, Kara. Trust me, dude, she does that a lot, my little heartbreaker.
Something snapped in me, and I slapped Jake square in the face. Don't touch me. You are a horrible person, Jake. Stay away from me. I mean it. For days after that, I couldn't find the strength to go to my classes. Noah called me, but I told him I wasn't feeling well and asked him to give me some space. Thankfully, he respected that. A week later, I finally managed to get off my butt and get ready for class. When the doorbell rang, I was shocked to find Mom standing outside. Mom!
I got a call from your college saying that you're not showing up. What's wrong, baby?
I hugged Mom tight and started sobbing like a crazy person. As she sat me down, I told her everything about Jake and Noah. Jake broke my heart, and now I don't think I can trust anyone again. I'm so sorry, Mom.
Oh, sweetie, don't be sorry. Jake never deserved you, but that doesn't mean you should stop believing in love. Listen to your heart and follow it.
Mom stayed the night and talked me out of my slump. I was finally feeling better and decided to go to class. But just as I stepped in, someone blocked my way. Jake, are you stalking me?
If that's what it takes for you to hear me out, then yes. I'm sorry I was a jerk and what I did with you was wrong. Just please hear me out, okay? For old time's sake.
Jake told me he ended up gambling all his money and was left with nothing. He'd even failed his classes and was on the verge of getting kicked out.
I know you told me to be more careful and I was a fool not to listen to you, but Kara, I need money. I'm struggling.
Haha, sounds like a you problem to me. And how dare you walk up to my face asking for money after betraying me like that?
Think about it, Kara. You know I'm a smart kid. You really don't want to mess with me.
Do what you feel like. But before I could move, he grabbed my arm. Hey, what's wrong with you? Let me go! Next thing I know, I saw Noah burst onto the scene where he grabbed onto Noah's arm and shoved him away.
She said to let her go.
You again? This is between me and her.
I got this. Noah, listen to me very carefully, Jake. If you don't leave now, I will have your butt kicked off campus and put a case of stalking on you. And you know my mom, right? She knows people. People who can put you in jail for a long, long time. You get where this is going?
But we're supposed to be together. We have history.
Exactly, your history. And you know how history bores me. Now leave before I make your life miserable. And with that, his face turned red and he immediately stormed off.
Well, that was intense.
Sorry you had to get involved in my mess again.
What can I say? I'm a mess-up cleaner.
No, Noah, I should have been more careful of your feelings. I let my past define my present, and I shouldn't have done that. I know.
I don't care about your past, but I do want to see myself in your future. You think you can maybe give me a chance? I swear I won't spend money on lottery tickets.
Haha, very funny.
You know those stories about the sons and daughters of famous people? Well, that's not my story. I mean, I am the daughter of an Oscar-winning actress, yes, but my story is far crazier. My name is Layla, and I live in a huge mansion in Beverly Hills with my mother. It had always been just the two of us. I never knew my dad, and Mom never spoke of him. I didn't have siblings because Mom said pregnancy ruined her perfect body once, and there was no way on earth she would let that happen again. But Mom was delighted to have me. You see, I had my perks. I was a beautiful baby. So much that by the time I was 3, Mom had me cast hundreds of ads and made sure my face was everywhere. Magazines, TV commercials, formula, even diapers. But I didn't care much for it. On my 4th birthday, my mom woke me up.
Honey, wake up. We're about to be late for the photo session.
Mommy, I don't want any more photos. I want to watch Cinderella. It's my birthday.
Cinderella is poor and filthy. You have nothing to learn from her.
We did not watch Cinderella, but while Mom was super proud that I had started my career so early, I just thought feeling lucky was a pretty crummy feeling. I was always tired and so bored. We were always traveling, and Mom only paid attention to me to explain how important beauty creams and lotions were. Once I asked her to read me a bedtime story, and she laughed and tossed the book aside and said,
"Oh, sweetie, stories are for dumb, ugly kids. You need to know how much more important it is to start using this lotion early."
I wasn't even 5 yet. Mom decided that I should be homeschooled since my schedule was tight and there was no room for school. But by the time I was just 6 years old, I started to try to learn about creams and beauty processes. Because when I didn't, Mom stopped talking to me and ignored me. The first time I tried a DIY face mask, my mother was thrilled.
I knew you weren't dumb.
I was so happy with her attention that by 7, I was practically professional. I knew everything there was to know about beauty, and trust me, I knew a lot. Day creams, night creams, shower creams, stringent lotions, and flowers. So many flowers. We lived in a pretty big house, and Mom and I had started cultivating all these flowers when I was 8. By the time I was 12, it was hard to distinguish which part was the greenhouse. Mom loved flowers and was always talking about how pretty I would look because of them.
You'll look like a flower too.
I was so curious that I tried to add some flowers to my plate, but Mom wasn't the only one obsessed with beauty. And once she finally allowed me to go to school, I began to realize everyone was obsessed with beauty. Not only was I famous, but I was also a living encyclopedia of DIY beauty hacks. So obviously, every girl wanted to be my friend. One day, they all started to beg me to take them home.
We'd love to see where you live.
I was thrilled I'd never had any friends over, but as soon as we got home, they ran to Mom and said,
"Oh my God, we thought we'd never see you.
Adopt me so I can be as pretty."
My mother was delighted with my new friends. She turned to me and said,
"At least you're smart enough to be friends with the right kind of girls."
Then she spent hours talking about flowers and beauty. Pretty soon, I realized that I didn't have any real friends. Everyone just liked me so they could be beautiful. I talked about flowers at home. I talked about flowers at school. I was beginning to lose my mind. Luckily, around that time, Mom took me to the Cannes Festival. That's when my entire life changed. We went to see an art exhibition of this famous artist and the paintings. That was a whole new world for me. And suddenly, I realized I wanted to do that. I wanted to paint flowers. I immediately signed up for art class at school. I became obsessed with it. A few years of practice, and I was getting really good at it. It was my hiding place because my friends just wanted to drag me to the mall all the time.
You're so lucky to have your mom. Mine doesn't understand anything about beauty or fashion. She lives in flip-flops.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started on mine. She doesn't even know what a primer is. But now, I started to care even less about fashion, and that translated to my clothing quite quickly. One day, we were walking through Rodeo Drive, and my mom looked uncomfortable. I was enjoying a greasy bagel.
"Honey, people are staring at you.
So,
You're not even wearing makeup.
she stopped walking and looked at me desperately.
You look ugly."
I realized we were in front of the beauty salon. I sighed, and we got in. It was still nice to share a moment with my mom from time to time. This was the only place where she was really happy.
Layla, it's been so long since the last time you were here.
The shop owner put on her glasses and scanned my face closely.
Oh, that porcelain skin. No makeup at all and still perfect. It reminds me of your mom's younger days.
My mom looked at her annoyed and didn't smile again. Throughout the entire day, I got the impression that something changed beside her. After that, she became more obsessed with creams and lotions and makeup and fashion, and the day I said, "I want to go to art school when I graduate," she snapped.
"That beautiful body of yours is not going to last forever, you know. Do you know how lucky you are to have inherited my genes? All your friends would kill to be in your place."
Maybe. I don't care about beauty or fashion. Maybe I don't care about your stupid creams. You seem to like my friends more than me, so why don't you throw me to the street and adopt them?
"Oh, honey, they are not even half as pretty as you are."
I went to my art studio and continued to paint. Mom followed me and looked at all my pieces with disgust.
"There's no future in the art world, honey. You should take advantage of your beauty while it lasts."
Like you did. It doesn't look like it worked.
"What are you talking about, you little brat? Look around you. How do you think I got all this? You really think you'll get all this with those stupid drawings?"
I don't care if I get all this. I never cared for any of this. All I ever wanted was to be with you. Mom rolled her eyes and said,
"Drama, drama, drama."
I wasn't going to leave my dream aside, so I applied to every university in the country that had a good art program. My mom looked at my computer monitor from behind and said,
"I'm not paying for this nonsense."
"I don't need your money. My art will speak for me." I received acceptance letters from 6 different universities. High school was finally coming to an end, and I would probably choose the one with more miles between it and my home. I felt invincible and free. But when I got home that afternoon, not only was my mom not there, but all my paintings were gone. I started panicking. I needed my work for university. I had over 50 pieces. Where the hell were they? My phone started to buzz with hundreds of messages. Your mom is so awesome. I didn't know your mom was such a gifted painter. Your mom rocks and emoticons everywhere. Mom, a pain. I saw a picture of my mother with all my paintings, and behind her the Place National Museum of the Fine Arts. I jumped into an Uber and rushed there. There were photographers everywhere.
There she is, it's her daughter.
And blinded me with her flashes. I saw my mother waving at me and smiling. That which she came to me and said to the reporters,
My beautiful daughter, isn't she beautiful? She's always there for me.
For you! You stole my art! She stole my art! The flashes stopped for a moment, and then my mother started laughing. Everyone laughed too and followed her back inside. You will not get away with this! But it was too late. I was alone. I went back home and directly to my now empty art studio. I got a message on my phone. It was a video of me shouting at reporters. It went viral in an instant. The very next day at school, everyone was looking at me like a freak. I heard their laughs and whispers. I went to the art room. It had been my refuge for years now. I felt like an imposter.
What's wrong, honey?
I looked around and saw my art teacher. She must not have seen the video before. Before I knew it, I had broken into tears. My mom stole all my art. I felt helpless.
No, she didn't. She didn't steal these ones. And I have you on video.
What?
I always feel my students. It's for academic purposes.
She handed me a tape with a smile. I looked at it for a moment. I was so angry. I thought of taking it directly to the news. But then I thought of my mother. This would ruin her.
This is your art, your life. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Fight for it.
And so I did. I went to the news and gave them the tape and explained everything. And that too went viral. And it did ruin my mother. I didn't want to see her again, but I had no choice. I went home and saw her sitting in the dark, but that woman wasn't my mother. The container was the same, but her spirit was gone. I felt awful. She looked at me and said,
You did the right thing.
She had tears in her eyes, huh?
I got scared.
What?
You're leaving for college? You have your whole life ahead of you. I'm so proud of you, but I don't know how to live without you. I got scared.
Oh, Mom, I'm not going anywhere. I already decided to go to USC. It's 10 minutes away. Okay, yes, that was a lie. The night after she stole my work, I wanted to go as far away from her as possible. But then, I realized I don't need to leave her to paint. I can do that from anywhere. I was happy on my first day of college. USC was huge. Some people knew who my mother was, but nobody knew me. And that was okay. A few months later, I did my first art exhibition, and it was a huge success. I sold all my paintings, and my mom was there for me. She stole a few flashes, but I was happy to know that now we could share time without any makeup or fashion involved.
Hi, I'm Sasha, and I have a crazy story to tell you. But before I do, please like and subscribe. When I started basic school, I hardly ever talked to anyone. I was so shy and quiet that some of my classmates thought I was a dummy. My kindergarten teacher even told my parents to take me to a doctor and find out what was wrong with me. But Dad completely lost his temper with her.
Are you dumb? She is too beautiful for there to be anything wrong with her. Why don't you save your advice for some other real dumb kid?
But my shyness just didn't go away. I didn't talk much to my classmates, and they thought I was a snob. As if. But no matter what, my shyness just didn't go away. I didn't talk much to my classmates, and they thought I was a snob. As if, once, when I was in the first grade, some of my classmates asked me to share my candy with them. But I just stared back at them and didn't reply.
Who do you think you are, you dumb girl? I said. Give us candy.
I didn't say a word and started walking away. They got angrier and circled me. Suddenly, I opened my mouth and let out an ear-splitting scream. They were so shocked to actually hear my voice that they just stood there stupidly, and I managed to escape. But at home, I was a completely different person. I was super chatty and an awesome storyteller. In fact, sometimes my parents begged me to stop talking because I was giving them headaches. Once, I kept them awake all night, telling them a story I had in my mind about some princess. And because I didn't know how to write well, they spent all night writing it for me. It ended up about 90 pages long.
I will do this every night, sweetheart. I can't believe I have such a beautiful daughter in my life.
Dad just worshipped me because I was pretty. Mom was different and loved me no matter what. I was still too shy to talk outside my home. But people never stopped trying to become friends with me. And I know why now. It's only because they thought I was cute. But I had to admit, I kind of liked it. When I was in the 3rd grade, one boy threw a piece of paper at me that said, "Your smile makes me happy, but your words make me happier." Can I hear them? I blushed, and from that moment, I tried to talk more. So I made new friends and also started taking part in different school activities. When I was in the 8th grade, my parents helped me publish my first short novel. But it was a failure, and people didn't like it. I got sad, Dad didn't take it well, and sued the publishers saying it was their fault. But of course, he lost the case, and I decided to take a break from writing. Until one morning when our class teacher walked into the classroom with a tall, athletic boy. It really looked like the boy wasn't too happy to join us.
Everyone, welcome your new classmate, Liam.
Liam had a deep frown and a stupid smile at the same time. He had this funny Grinch face. The teacher told Liam to take a seat right next to me, and I gave him a friendly smile.
That's the ugliest smile I've ever seen. Have you heard of toothpaste? I can buy it for you. If you don't have money, you can pay me back. Maybe with a kiss.
Oh, wow! I was about to respond when the teacher started the lesson. It was a French lesson, and he looked completely blank. Hey, do you need any help?
From you? You don't look very smart, and I don't need help from a girl when I can use Google Translate on my phone. So buzz off.
What a jerk! The next day, when the teacher returned the assignments, Liam looked really angry to see a big F on his.
What kind of dumb school is this? How can Google be wrong?
I took a look at his paper and burst out laughing. That's not even French, you idiot! You translated the whole thing to Spanish! He crumpled up his assignment into a ball and threw it at my face. But I couldn't stop laughing. Boy, how could someone be this stupid? I figured out soon enough that Liam wasn't interested in learning or making friends. Eventually, the whole school realized that Liam was just interested in bullying others. Sometimes, he would snatch students' lunch and threaten to beat them if they reported him. I was one of those unlucky students. But after the 3rd time he did it, I reported him to the principal and he was put in detention. When Liam returned from detention, he looked straight into my eyes.
You are going to pay for this.
Well, you should know your limits. If you ever try to bother me again, I swear you will regret it. And I might even tell Dad.
Aw, Daddy's daughter, look at me. I'm so scared. Oh, Mommy, hug me.
Once he tried to knock my books out of my hands, when suddenly a bunch of boys behind him came and said,
"Dude, why are you being like this with a pretty girl like her?"
Wait, what? So if I wasn't pretty, that would be okay?
Well, pretty girls deserve special treatment, you know. So now we're all here to stop him. He can't annoy pretty girls.
Well, thanks for your caring, but girls can defend themselves. And I pushed through them and left.
Told you guys, girls are crazy, especially the pretty ones. Now get lost, all of you, or else.
Liam did whatever he wanted. It seemed he wasn't afraid of anyone, not even the principal. I really hated him. One rainy day, Liam came to school completely drenched, and it seemed like he'd fallen sick. He was shivering non-stop, and the principal said he'd call his parents to take him home. But to everyone's surprise, Liam screamed,
"No, I'm fine. I don't want to go home. Please let me stay."
You have to go home and rest.
No, I don't. I could run a marathon right now, just some water, and I'll be good to go.
Later at recess, I found him huddled on the bleachers, and he was hugging a worn-out teddy bear. Dude, is that a stuffed toy?
Don't insult Mr. Smith.
Oh, he has a name? Is he like your little baby? Is he adopted or did you give birth to him?
Shut up, can't you leave me alone?
You're sick and you need to go home.
You look much, prettier when you're quiet. Now stop acting like you care.
Have to be like this. I'm trying to be nice.
Who asked you? Mind your own business.
As soon as he was fine, he went right back to being the jerk he always was. I started writing about him in my notebook. Liam was such an interesting person for a villain. I couldn't believe that having someone as horrible as him in my life was actually making me want to get back to writing. One day when I was leaving the cafeteria, Liam blocked my way and demanded that I give him my lunch. We're not in kindergarten, idiot. And I ate it. And I'm not afraid of you. Now shoo. As I walked past him, he suddenly pulled at my bag and everything spilled out. A couple of boys immediately ran over to help me, and I gathered my stuff and left angrily. What an immature jerk. When I went home, I found out that my notebook was missing. I rushed straight to the locker the next morning and was going through all my stuff frantically when I heard Liam.
Behind me looking for this?
Give that back, you jerk! He threw it at me, giving me that stupid smile of his.
Got what I needed.
And with that, he walked away. I had no idea what he was up to, but I found out soon enough. Later that day, the whole school was gathered in the gym for a lecture on fire safety. As we stood waiting around for it to start, suddenly, Liam jumped onto the stage and tapped the mic for everyone's attention.
Ha ha ha. While we are all gathered here to talk about our safety in school, I just want to say, I don't feel safe at all. How can I when I have a stalker right here?
Oh no, 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 no. Just then, the large screen behind him flickered and images from my notebook showed up. As the sketches and the things I'd written about him flashed on the screen, I wanted to disappear.
And it's none other than the girl everyone adores. Sasha, she's obsessed with me. Guess just because you're pretty on the outside doesn't mean you can't be a total creep inside. So everyone be careful. You might wake up someday to find yourself a villain in her novel. She's cuckoo.
As everyone's eyes turned to me, I could feel panic rise in my chest.
But it's okay, sweetie. I can still be your boyfriend. Want to hang out sometime?
As I ran out of the gym, I turned around and said, "You're bad. I hate you." As I walked into the school the next day, my legs were trembling. I just stared down at my feet as I entered the classroom. The lesson started, and when the teacher asked me to read my essay out loud, I just looked down and shook my head. Just as everyone was leaving for the cafeteria, Liam hung back.
Hey, Sasha, are you okay? If this is about the gym thing, everyone knows it was just a harmless joke.
I just stared at him silently with angry tears and walked out of the school. This time, he responded and looked a bit guilty. Liam didn't come to school the next few days. I don't know why, but I actually felt worried. One day, he finally showed up. "Hey, I still don't like you, but I made sure to make notes for you when you came back. And no, girls aren't dumb. We can be emotional sometimes, and that's something we're proud of." Just then, to my shock, Liam broke down and started to cry.
Sasha, I'm really sorry. I don't know why I'm this way. I just act out because of things going on in my own life.
Then he told me about how his mother had passed away when he was 6, and he was left all by himself with his stepdad.
He's mean and stupid and doesn't even take care of me. And one day, when I'm old enough, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
I finally saw why Liam was like that. He was just a frustrated kid who needed help. Next day, during lunch, Liam jumped on one of the tables and announced something. Everyone got quiet and listened to him.
Hey everyone, I'm just here to apologize for everything I did to all of you. I still think some of you are weird, and I don't like most of you, but that didn't give me the right to treat anyone like that. So, as they say in French, lo siento.
Dude, that's Spanish. Just get down. Everyone burst into laughter, and Liam gave me a hug.
Thank you for lighting up my life. I promise I will become a better person. No, not really. Only under one condition: make me the irresistible, handsome, great hero in your novel.
Helping Liam become a better person is my greatest achievement. Now he is a medical doctor with a beautiful wife, and he named his child Sasha after me. And now I'm a famous writer. Hey, I'm Anna, and I have a crazy story to tell you. But before I do, please like and subscribe. I grew up in an orphanage, and ever since I was little, I was surrounded with people who loved me. They said I had the prettiest blue eyes, and my smile could brighten up a room.
I'm sure you'll get adopted by someone amazing, and you'll live like a princess.
I wish, but I don't want to leave you guys too. I loved my life there, but I wanted a real family too. My wish came true when I turned 5 and a rich supermodel, Clara, adopted me. She traveled a lot for work and I became favorite travel buddy. When I turned 16, I started a YouTube channel documenting all my travels, and within 2 years, it had more than 20 million subscribers. Life was great, but then one day, everything changed. I was in the cafeteria when my best friend Candace came running to me. We'd been friends ever since I got featured on her channel where she pranked people.
You've got to see this, Anna. There's a girl who looks exactly like you.
Candy, is this another one of your dumb pranks? I still haven't forgiven you for stuffing fear-fake spiders in my locker.
Girl, I'm not fooling around. Trust me. Now get up.
Just then, a girl swooshed past the crowd and hugged me, and when I saw her face, I almost passed out. We were identical. Holy mother of toads. Told ya.
It's really you, Anna.
Yeah, but who the heck are you, and why do you look like me? The girl told me her name was Jamie, and she was my twin sister. My head spun in 1,000 directions as I pulled her to the side to talk. Okay, tell me everything.
My parents. Our parents are from Hawaii, and that's where I grew up. It's a beautiful place. You should visit. Oh, wait. I'm sure you've already been there since you've been everywhere.
Get to the point, Jamie.
Sorry. So I didn't know I had a sister till I saw your videos. I am so happy to have found you.
How are you so sure I'm your sister? Maybe we're just two people who look exactly like each other.
When I saw you, I confronted our parents, and they told me that they gave you up because they couldn't afford 2 kids.
That makes no sense.
Listen, I get it. I look like a homeless person, and you're, well, a queen. I know it's difficult to trust me, but we can get a DNA test to confirm it.
And we did take the test. When the results came out, I was shocked. She really was my sister. I was happy and hurt at the same time. The next few days, Jamie and I hung out a lot. She told me she was here on scholarship and was living in some shabby hostel. So I asked Clara if she could live with us.
I don't know. I mean...
Please, please. You're so busy these days, and I could use some company.
But you hardly know her.
She is my sister. Clara eventually caved and Jamie moved in. We set up a room and stayed up all night, talking. Slowly, we got close, and Jamie even helped me shoot my videos. One day we were shooting in the schoolyard when Liam, the hottest guy in school, walked up to me.
Wow, and here I thought you couldn't look prettier.
Yeah, says the guy who has the whole town drooling over his looks. Did you get a new haircut?
She noticed.
As Liam left, Jamie smirked at me.
You totally like him.
No, I don't. I mean, he's cute and all, but I don't know. We've been friends for so long.
Okay, that was a total lie.
I've had the biggest crush on Liam, but I wasn't sure if he liked me that way, so I kept my feelings to myself till I found a good time. The next few weeks, I took Jamie with me everywhere, and Candace wasn't too thrilled.
She's always around. It's annoying.
Give her some time. You'll warm up to her. Now let's get this video started. Our fans are waiting. Just then, Jamie walked in with drinks, tripped on the cords, and sent the soda splashing all over the computer screen.
Get off me. You ruined everything. Do you know how much money went into the system?
I'm sorry. Please don't worry. Be mad. I slipped. Just tell me what you want me to do. I'll get a job and replace all of this. Should I sell my phone? I'll even sell my hair. Oh shoot, can't I just...
Jeez, Jamie, chill out. Accidents happen. Candy, I'll replace your stuff. Let's not make a big deal out of this. Candace left angrily, and Jamie cried all day until I took her out for ice cream, and she finally shut up. We even decided to stay home that weekend because Jamie was so bummed out. But then Liam invited me for a party, and I couldn't say no. I asked Jamie to tag along, and she reluctantly agreed. But my jaw dropped when I saw her dressed up. Wow, you look, well, like me.
It's nice, right? I wanted to make an impression as your sister. Can't let your reputation stink just because I do.
Don't say that. You look great. We were having a blast at the party, and thankfully, Candace was in a good mood, and she and Jamie made up. I was getting some drinks when Liam tapped on my shoulder.
I'm glad you showed up.
How could I not? It's your party.
Listen, I've been wanting to tell you something, but I was waiting for the right time. I like you, Anna, like a lot. And something tells me you like me too.
Liam,
Anna, we have to. Oh my god. I'm interrupting something, right? I'm so stupid. Are you mad at me? I think you are. Maybe I should leave. Orient. No. Wait. I don't have a car or money for a cab. It's okay. I'll hitchhike with some stranger. Hopefully he won't be a kidnapper or a weirdo.
Oh my god, Jamie. You know what? Let's just leave together. I'll talk to you in school. Liam? We left, and I couldn't help feeling annoyed with Jamie. But when we reached home, Jamie's phone rang, and she went to take the call. But when she came back, I could tell she was crying. What's wrong?
Our parents want me to pull out of school and come back home immediately. You know, Anna, I've never had a friend because Mom and Dad just wouldn't let me leave the house. I hate them. They're crazy.
It can't be that bad, Jamie. They chose you over me, so I guess they do love you. I just wish I could ask them why they had...
That's it. We should switch places. You'll get your answers and I'll get some time to think about how to convince them to let me stay here.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
Sure it is. Aren't you even a little bit curious about them?
I was curious about my parents, and maybe going as Jamie wasn't a bad idea. But I couldn't tell Clara. What if she didn't like the idea of me meeting my birth parents? And definitely not Candace, because she would just talk me out of it. We decided to do the switch over the weekend since Clara was out of town. Soon, I was on a plane to Hawaii, and when I reached Jamie's house, I kind of teared up seeing my birth parents, but they looked terrified.
Quick, come inside now before someone sees you.
Hello? No, hi, how are you?
Oh, I really hope no one saw you. Just go and clean up and we'll talk.
That was weird. I figured out which room was Jamie's and started to unpack. I was just wondering what to say to them when they walked in.
Jamie, how are you? Are you okay? We wanted to talk to you about that money, but you're probably tired. Let's do it in the morning. Here's some food.
With that! Mom put the plate on the floor and ran faster than a bullet. Jamie was right. These people were crazy. I wanted to confront them immediately, but I was too tired and fell asleep. But the next morning, I woke up to loud banging noises.
We know she's in there.
Open up.
You can't hide her forever.
What's happening? Guys?
You shouldn't have come back. Jamie, why are you here?
Stop yelling. And I'm not Jamie. I'm Anna. You know, the daughter you once had.
What? Did you stop your medication again? Just go inside and let us handle these people.
My birth parents went outside to calm the crowd. An hour later, we sat down and I told them everything. About me being Anna, them being my real parents, the adoption, everything. They looked completely stunned.
Anna, this is not true. It is true that Jamie's our daughter, but she's adopted.
What do you mean? You're not my birth parents.
We took Jamie in when she was just 2, and the adoption agency did tell us she had a twin. But we could only adopt one kid, and she was really sick, so we decided to take her in.
We loved her and did everything to make her happy, but she was always looking for more. She stole from us and borrowed from everyone in town and never paid anyone back.
That explains all the angry people this morning.
Yes, we had to sell whatever we had to pay them back, but it wasn't enough. When she told us she wanted to go to New York to study, we thought maybe she'd changed for the better. But now you're telling us she found you and she's in your home.
She's not fine. Anna, you need to go back now.
I immediately packed my stuff, but as luck would have it, Hawaii got hit by a hurricane. Thankfully, it was a small one, and flights were cleared to go after 2 days. I tried reaching out to Clara, but she was shooting in a remote location and my calls weren't going through. Just then, I saw in my Insta stories that Candace was having a party and Jamie was there too. So I headed there. But when I reached the party, my heart fell to my stomach watching Liam making out with freaking Jamie. Get off him, you freak!
Oh my god. You're back. I thought you were gone for good.
What have you gone completely crazy? Jamie,
I'm Anna.
No, you're not. I am...
Really? Then why are you dressed like that? Babe, make her leave, please.
Candy, you know me. I'm Anna.
Okay, Jamie, you need to leave before I call the cops. Anna told us how you stole from her and how she kicked you out. You can't make a fool out of me.
Clearly not, since you're already acting like one. Candace pushed me away, and I was shocked beyond words. Crushed. I went home only to find out that Jamie had told the guards not to allow me in my own house. This was officially the worst day of my life. Thankfully, I had my credit card, so I booked a hotel room. The next day in school, I was stunned to see that Jamie had taken over my life completely and had all my friends wrapped around her fingers. I had to do something to expose her before it got any worse. So I set my phone to record and waited until Jamie was alone. Do you really think you can pull this off? No one will believe you.
Jamie, please. What do you want from me? Stop torturing me.
She took the phone from my pocket and threw it away, breaking it to pieces.
Don't act smart with me, or I'll be your worst nightmare.
Jamie smirked and left. I had to outwit her. But how? No one believed me. I skipped school for the day and went back to the hotel. Just as I put my bag down, someone knocked on my door. Clara.
Anna, thank God you're okay. I just landed and tried to call you, but I couldn't get through. Then I saw you'd used your credit card and booked a place here.
Jamie, I'm sorry, Mom. I should have listened to you and not trusted Jamie at all. Clara calmed me down and I told her everything. I thought she'd scold me, but instead, she hugged me and took me home. She even told the guards not to allow Jamie in and informed Jamie's parents. Obviously, that didn't go down well with Jamie.
What is happening? I did you a favor by not throwing you in jail for robbing me, but after this...
What? You'll tell everyone that I'm you and you're me? You can fool my friends, but you cannot fool my mom or your own parents. Suddenly, Jamie saw her parents walk in and turned white as a sheet.
Is this some kind of joke? Who are these poor people? Get off me.
Jamie, let's go home. Honey, enough of this.
What home? This is my home.
Listen, girl, you're not my daughter. So pack your stuff and leave, or I'll call the police.
Jamie tried to protest, but she knew it was pointless. She left soon after, and I didn't press charges. I only wanted my life back, and jail time would have ruined Jamie's life. She was a witch, but she was still my sister. A week later, I went back to school, and Candace walked up to me.
Baby, I'm so sorry. I should have known.
It's cool. I just wanted to get past everything. Candace and Liam apologized, and a few months later, Liam and I started dating. He even joined me on my travel adventures. And things went back to normal, or so I thought. A year later, I was in Italy with Liam for a shoot. It was pretty late when I got to the hotel, but as soon as I entered, I realized someone was in my room. My blood froze to see Jamie grinning at me. How? How did you get in?
We're identical, remember? It wasn't difficult to get the master key from the manager. Tell me, are you enjoying living my life?
What do you want?
I want what's rightfully mine. I should have been the one adopted by a rich family, but instead I got thrown into a dump. While you're living like a princess, you have everything. The big house, the perfect mom, the golden boy. That's just not fair, is it?
Jamie stared at me with murder in her eyes. I tried to say something, but words just fell out of my mind. Suddenly, I heard a huge crash, and Liam rushed in with the police.
Are you okay, Anna?
Liam told me how someone on the hotel staff had seen Jamie come in, and then I walked in 5 minutes later.
They were confused and called me. Since you weren't answering, it wasn't hard to guess it was Jamie.
He's lying. I am. Anna.
Enough. Stay away from my guy and my life. I can't believe I ever called you my sister. You psycho. Rot in jail for a long, long time. The police took Jamie away and I never saw her again. It took me a while to get over the episode, but with therapy and support from friends and family, I'm better and thriving.
Hi friends, my name is Subin and I'm from Korea. Please like and subscribe. When my mom was pregnant with me, so was her best friend.
When our kids are born, they'll be buddies just like us.
And Ben and I were growing up. He was my pal. One time, Ben and I were playing and he was running after me. Then he accidentally nudged me and I fell down the stairs. I hit my head. But before I could cry, Ben started wailing.
No, Subin! Oh my god, it's all my fault. Does it hurt? Let me pick you up. Gosh, you're heavy. Subin! Are you okay?
Ben? I'm fine, really. Saying that I hugged him, Ben was such a softie. I did get an infinity stone on my forehead, like Vision, but I didn't blame Ben. He was the best, and I wished we'd always be together. But when I was 5, Ben and his parents had to move to France for a work opportunity. And I missed him so much. As if things couldn't get any worse. Dad suffered a huge loss in his business soon after. Slowly, I saw how bad Mom and Dad's relationship was getting because of money problems. And after a few years, Mom left us. But Dad always tried to make me happy. We were so short on money that we had to shop at thrift stores, but he spent hours looking for the things I'd like.
Look at this jacket, Subin. It has rhinestones. You love rhinestones.
It is pretty, Daddy.
See? I told you we'd find some good stuff here.
Since I was a good student, I got a scholarship at my school and relieved Dad of that burden. I worked hard and was a top student. I needed to keep the scholarship. And when I was in the 10th grade, something awesome happened. Ben and his parents had returned to town and moved into a big mansion. And seeing Ben on the first day of school after summer vacation, my heart started beating fast. And then he swept me into his arms.
Subin! Oh my god, you haven't changed a bit!
But you have. You're so tall and whoa, so muscular. Ben and I were in the same class and we started hanging out together all the time. But I soon realized he was getting way too much attention from all the girls, especially Haran. And she was the worst. She acted like she owned the whole town just because her mom was the mayor. And to my horror, Ben and Haran soon started dating. I hated her. But for Ben's sake, I pretended to be nice, and she did the same. She acted like a saint in front of Ben, but not when he wasn't around. She'd do petty things like pull out the chair when I was about to sit, and she would always comment on my clothes and appearance.
I'm saying all this for your benefit. No one likes a girl who looks so poor.
I'd rather be poor than a jerk like you. Gosh, what did Ben ever see in that witch? One time for lunch, Ben had gotten the yummiest pizza, and we were enjoying it when Haran came and hugged him tight.
Oh, I missed you so much in art class. Why didn't you join it, Benny Wenny?
You know I'm a science guy, babe. Here, wanna have some pizza?
She refused, and then Ben packed the leftovers and told me I should take them home because he was full. Dad and I never ordered out much, and I was happy to share it with him. A few weeks later, it was Ben's birthday, and he invited me to his place. I saw how Ben and Haran were dancing so close to each other, and it made me feel so jealous. I went to the balcony for some fresh air. After a while, I was headed back inside when Haran and some of her friends came, and I hid behind a plant.
You've really got yourself a hot boyfriend this time, Haran.
Yeah, he's totally wrapped around my fingers. He adores me and gives me the best gifts. There's just one problem. His miserable beggar friend. Oh, I really hate her. You know, Ben cares for her so much that he gets her favorite pizza for lunch every day and pretends to be full so she can take the leftovers home. He really pities her and she has no shame. She could probably live on his charity forever.
Why would Ben tell her something like that?
What? So pathetic.
Wiping my tears, I just ran back home. After that date, I sort of ignored Ben, even though he asked me if something was wrong a million times. I just didn't need his pity or his charity. When we were in our senior year, our teacher announced a science tournament and the winning team was going to get an amazing cash prize. Dad and I could always use the money, so I immediately signed up for it and I was paired with Ben. I tried to get my partner changed, but the teacher said it was final.
So you want to come over to my place to brainstorm some ideas?
No thanks.
Hey, Subin. I don't know why you stopped talking to me, but come on. This is a great opportunity. Let's do this together, please.
I knew Ben was a science genius and being paired with him was probably the best thing. So I reluctantly agreed. We came up with some really cool ideas and I ended up at his place almost every day to work on them. But I noticed how his mom was never around. A few times I asked about her, but he'd always ignore the question. But one time, Ben and I were at a park near his home, and he asked me the strangest question.
Subin, do you ever miss your mom? Does she call you? How does it feel to live with just one parent?
I never really thought about it. I guess it's not so bad knowing how much my dad loves me. It's not exactly a secret that we don't have much money, but he goes out of his way to make me happy. I don't know how to live with two parents, but the one I have, I love to bits.
That's really sweet, I asked because, well, my mom, she isn't well. She's going through treatment. Sometimes it's really hard to see her like that.
Oh God, Ben, I'm so sorry. I didn't know he was going through such a rough time.
Subin, why'd you stop talking to me?
Taking a deep breath, I told him what happened at his birthday party.
Subin, Haran kind of twisted my words. Yeah, I told her you guys were going through a tough time, but because you're my friend and I care about you, Not because I pity you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have discussed it with her at all.
Saying that he came close and swept my bangs aside.
You still have the scar. I was so scared that day. I'm so sorry, Subin.
Hey, it was a long time ago, and it kind of reminded me of you. When you were away, Ben looked at me like he might kiss me, but he suddenly snapped his fingers.
Bazinga! I just got a brilliant idea for our project.
And he sure did. Just a few more adjustments and our model worked. We came first at the science competition, and Ben gave all the prize money to me, saying I did the hard work. It wasn't true, and I knew he was just being kind. Why did such a nice guy have to be with Haran? But then Ben told me one day that he was going to break up with Haran soon. My heart was jumping with excitement, but I pretended to be sad. And when Ben broke it to Haran, the girl had a complete meltdown. She took a bat and smashed all the notice boards around the school during her psycho rampage. Haran suddenly spotted me and was coming right at me, but Ben stepped in between.
Stop making a fool of yourself, Haran. It's over.
You're doing this because of her! Because of this poor, ugly bimbo!
Subin's my best friend, and she's special to me. Don't insult her again.
Haran stomped off furiously, and I was left dazed. Ben just said I was special to him. Whoa. I was on cloud 9, and I just needed to confess my love to my best friend. I didn't have the guts to say it to his face, and we didn't have phones, so I wrote him a letter. Dear Ben, I saw you for the first time in kindergarten, and I've had a crush on you since. What I really want to tell you is that I love you a lot. Subin. During recess, I slipped the note in Ben's bag, but for some reason he got called to the principal's office in the last period. I kept wondering if he saw the letter, and when I got a reply the next day in my locker, I almost had a heart attack.
Dear Subin, I love you too. I was going to tell you, but I didn't have the courage. Let's meet at our spot tonight. I can't wait to kiss you. Ben.
It was like all my dreams were coming true. Wearing a new dress, I went to the park and waited for Ben. I was so excited and nervous. But suddenly I felt someone pull my hair and I landed on my butt. Haran!
Oh, a new dress for Ben! Ha ha ha! He ain't coming, sweetie. He showed us your letter and we're all in fits.
What? You're lying.
Oh no, I'm not. You really think he'd leave me for some poor beggar like you? In your dreams, girl.
Haran kicked me and suddenly I saw red and I pounced on her. But her friends got me off of her and then they all ripped my beautiful dress. I felt so furious that I punched Haran square in the jaw. What happened next was a disaster. Haran called her mom and made up a whole story about how I attacked her for no reason. And her mom made a case of assault against me and actually sent me to juvie for 2 months. My dad was devastated, and so was I. Even worse, Ben never showed his face, not once. Coward! As soon as I got out, Dad and I left town. After weeks of interviews, Dad finally ended up finding a decent job, and I worked as a waitress too, while I studied in a community college. 4 years later, I graduated with a law degree at the top of my class. Luckily, I got hired by a law firm, and just a couple of years later, I became a junior partner. One day, I read a piece of news that filled me with joy. Haran's mom had been arrested for corruption during her time as mayor. The whole family was being publicly humiliated. They deserved it. Sometime later, my firm asked me to set up an office in my old town, and I was kinda glad to return. I wanted to show everyone what I'd made of myself. One day, I was busy doing some paperwork when Haran walked into my office asking me for a job.
Please, Subin, help me! No one in this town wants to hire me or my family for anything. I know I was mean to you.
Cruel. You were cruel to me.
Yes, cruel and terrible. Please, please forgive me.
After Haran begged for a job for days, I finally let her be my personal assistant. And she had to do literally everything I asked. I really made her suffer for a while. It was fun, but then it wasn't. Seeing her qualifications, I gave her a higher position.
Wow, I don't know what to say. Thank you. And this means you've forgiven me?
No, not really, but I'm trying to be a better person, better than people were to me.
Subin, I never wanted things to go so far with you going to juvie and everything. Mom just got carried away. I'm really, really sorry.
After that day, Haran was always nice to me, and so was I. I just didn't want to hold grudges. But one day, as I was walking out of a coffee shop, I bumped into a guy. It was Ben.
Oh my God, Subin, I've missed you. We need to talk.
Suddenly, the memory of him giving my letter to Haran came rushing back. No, stay away from me. But the next day, there were tons of roses in my office and a note from Ben telling me how he wanted to meet at our spot. What a jerk. But this kept happening every day for a week. One day I got so frustrated that I started throwing them out the window, but Haran stopped me.
Subin, I need to tell you something, and it's gonna make you hate me even more. But I have to. Ben is completely innocent.
What are you talking about?
Ben never got your letter. I stole it from his bag and I lied that he showed it to me. I made all of that up, and he never showed up to see you because, well, he'll tell you everything. And again, I'm terribly sorry.
I drove to our spot in the park and saw Ben sitting on a bench, and I gave him a chance to explain. Turns out the day I put the letter in his bag, Ben got the news that his mom had suddenly gotten much sicker, and he flew to France with her for some treatment. He stayed there the next 3 months, and he said he called my place and wrote me letters, but he never got a reply. And when he returned, I'd already left town.
I looked for you a lot, but I had no idea where you were or why you'd left without a word, till Haran reached out to me some weeks ago and explained everything she did.
She just told me everything, too. I'm so sorry about your mom. I'm sorry I left without giving you a chance to even explain.
It's all in the past. There's only one thing I need to say to you now, Subin. The thing is, I've always...
Loved me?
Yes!
I've always loved you too, Ben, since forever.
Hi, my name is Lily. Before I tell you my story, please like and subscribe. Before I was born, there were 2 things my parents loved more than anything in the world: their restaurant and their yacht, both named Ella. And that didn't change after I was born either. But soon after, their restaurant wasn't doing so well. When Dad knew Mom was pregnant with me, he said,
"It's so expensive to raise a baby, we'll have to sell something. This child is already bad luck."
Ultimately, they sold their precious boat, and they never stopped crying about it.
Oh, if only we didn't have Lily and had Ella with us right now. We'd be having breakfast at sea.
And I'd be sunbathing on the deck having a child. Just ruins everything.
They never celebrated my birthday, but when I was turning 5, they decided to have a party and called all their friends. When I ran to the table excitedly to look for the cake, I felt confused. Why does this say Happy Birthday, Mom? Because I gave birth to you on this day? What did you have to do? Nothing. It was a really boring party because there were no presents for me, and nobody was paying me any attention. Instead, they all wanted to talk about their fancy new yachts. My parents were so embarrassed because they didn't have anything to talk about. Later that evening, Dad said to me,
"I wish we'd put you up for sale instead of my boat."
That same year, my little sister was born, and on the same day, Dad unexpectedly found an oyster washed up on the beach with a rare gray pearl inside. He sold it for $50,000, and the money really helped them make things better at the restaurant.
Yeah, what a blessing this baby girl has been for us. She's brought us such good fortune.
And because of that, my parents decided to name her Ella. Like everything else, they truly loved.
We love you so much, Ella. We tried with Lily, but it's easier to love you because you're just so perfect.
They made me do all the chores around the house while they drooled over the new baby. I even had to change her stinky diapers because both my parents refused to. After a few weeks, they got really busy at the restaurant, and I was left in charge of Ella most of the time. I'd feed her, bathe her, rock her to sleep. I started teaching her my name.
Lily.
I'd point to myself. Ella would just look at me, and then she'd laugh and clap her little baby hands. But things changed forever when Ella turned 1. My parents came home from work one night, and Mom started yelling at me for not having dinner ready. You own a restaurant? Can't you just eat there?
We sell that. Food, you moron. What should I expect from someone as stupid as you? I guess we'll just go eat out somewhere. Come on, Ella.
But Ella didn't want to move. She slapped my mom's hand away and started to cry with her little toddler finger. She pointed at me.
Lily.
My parents looked shocked. Ella had just said her first word, and it was my name.
Lily. Lily. Lily.
What have you been teaching her?
Mom was so mad that Ella's first words weren't, "I love you, Mom and Dad, and I hate Lily." Dad picked her up, but Ella kept kicking and screaming for me.
Fine, we'll bring your stupid sister.
I walked out with them, and Ella stopped crying. She smiled at me, and I smiled back. After that, Ella always had my back, and I always had hers. When I was in the 3rd grade, my parents took Ella to a boat show. They left me behind to clean the house. Of course, when they got home, Ella ran to me and gave me a present. I was so touched.
I love you, Lily.
It was a little red toy boat. I hugged her tight. When Ella turned 4, she had a phase where she wouldn't eat anything except hot dogs and ketchup. Her favorite part was when I squirted ketchup all over the hot dogs. Ready, Ella? Ketchup party. The funny fart noise the bottle made always made her laugh like crazy. When summer break was over and I went back to school, my parents had to hire a babysitter for Ella. One day when I got back, I could hear screams from one of the rooms. Just then, Ella came running out, holding a ketchup bottle and squirting it everywhere.
Yeah, ketchup party.
Behind her, the babysitter came out drenched in ketchup from head to toe.
That's it, I quit.
Just as she was storming off, my parents walked in looking horrified at the mess.
What on earth is Ella doing? Did you teach her this?
No, I did not teach her to spray ketchup all over the house. Mom caught Ella and snatched the bottle from her, glaring at me.
I don't know how, but this is all your fault. Clean this up right now and stop poisoning our little Ella's mind.
Just as she was dragging Ella to the bathroom, she slipped on some ketchup and fell on the floor. Angry as I was that I had to clean up everything, that made me feel a little bit better. When I was old enough, my parents made me work at their restaurant. I thought it would actually be fun waiting on tables and meeting new people. But what was I thinking? They just handed me an apron and rubber gloves.
You'll be washing the dishes.
When I asked them to pay me, Dad glared at me.
We already pay you by giving you a bed at night and a roof over your head. Don't be so greedy.
To make matters worse, they'd make me pay for any food I ate there. But I became friends with the head chef, and I'd eat the food he gave me secretly in the back alley. One time, he came out to hand me a bowl of mac and cheese, and just then, we heard someone coming and he dove behind the garbage can. It was Dad.
Where did you get that, Lily?
I took it out from the garbage. Do you want some? He looked absolutely disgusted and was about to walk off when he spotted the chef.
I knew it was you, thief. You're fired.
Of course. A few years later, when Ella started working at the restaurant, Mom and Dad got her the cutest uniform and let her greet the guests as they walked in. The restaurant is named after her. She should be the face of it. No, you named her after the restaurant and your stupid boat.
Oh, my boat. Every time I look at you, I miss that boat. Now get back to work.
Of course, Ella could order anything off the menu, but she still always had my back and she'd sneak me half her meal. One night when I was eating lasagna at the back of the kitchen, Dad suddenly walked in and he accused me of stealing. As he snatched my plate away, Ella came running in.
She works hard and she deserves it.
No, she doesn't, Ella. You work hard for your meals, not your ungrateful sister.
That was the final straw. I was done being insulted by them. The next night was one of the busiest ever, and the kitchen was chaotic. I had Dad screaming at me every 5 minutes.
Lily, hurry up. We need clean dishes.
I stopped cleaning them and just gave the dirty ones. Once back to the chefs, they were so busy they didn't notice, and the fresh food went out on filthy dishes. One even had a used napkin on it. The customers were so grossed out, a lot of them left without paying. A food critic was at the restaurant that night, and he threw down his napkin as he screamed,
"This is an insult. This would never happen in France."
And he stormed off with my parents following him and saying sorry again and again. Of course, he wrote a horrible review. Ella and I found it really, really funny though. We would burst into laughter every time we read it. Ella is the most disgusting restaurant on earth. Eat your meal from Ella or straight out of the trash can. Same difference. The reviews were so bad that customers stopped coming altogether. Eventually, my parents were forced to sell the restaurant.
I hope you're happy now. We can't send your sister to college.
What are we going to do for money now, Lily? Did you think about that?
Think of all the people who lost their jobs. You should feel awful.
But no one lost their jobs, Dad. Everyone got rehired by the new owner. In fact, I'm also still working there, and I got a raise. I skipped off before Dad exploded. I knew I wanted to go to college, and living by the sea had always made me want to study marine biology. I got a loan, worked part-time, and put myself through college. I graduated at the top of my class and got a research job. I would spend days at a time out on the water, and I loved it. With the money I'd saved up from work, I eventually bought a cute sailboat. I could see my parents turning green with envy. I offered to take them around for a spin, but they refused to go with me. When Ella hopped onto the boat excitedly, she asked,
"Have you named it yet?"
"No, but what do you think about the Lily Ella?" Her face lit up.
"I really like that."
And just like that, the Lily Ella set sail for the first time. A few days later, Ella came to me with a poster.
Yeah, we should enter this contest.
It was a sailboat race coming up in a few weeks, and there was a grand prize of $100,000. You think we can win?
I know we can.
As we were practicing one day, I was shocked to see my parents had a sailboat too. Dad yelled out to us.
Guess what? We entered the contest too. I borrowed the boat from a friend.
But why?
Oh, he thought it would be fun to beat you. We spent years on the water before you were born, Lily. You'll never win against us.
It was the morning of the race, and Ella and I were getting everything ready when we noticed that something very important was missing. Our sails. How are we going to race without them? The race started, and everyone got off to a huge head start. I could see my parents pointing and laughing at us from the water.
Good luck without your sails, Liliella.
Of course they'd sabotaged us. Just then, Ella came panting behind me, dragging some disgusting sails.
I found them in the garbage. They smell so gross.
We set them up, caught a big gust of wind, and took off. We were pretty far behind the other racers, but Annabella was a speedy little thing, and we'd been practicing a lot. We quickly caught up to the rest of the pack, but our parents had a big lead. The finish line was fast approaching. We'll never catch them.
We're too heavy.
I turned to see Ella strapping on a life jacket. What are you doing?
Win this race, Lily, for me.
And with that, she jumped over the side. I knew she could swim like a mermaid, so I wasn't too worried about her. I immediately picked up speed after she jumped off. I turned around to glance at her once, and she yelled at me.
Ketchup party?
What was she talking about? I was right behind my parents' boat, and the finish line was only 200 yards away. That's when I saw a big squirt bottle of ketchup on the floor of the boat.
You'll never catch us, Lily. You'll always be a loser.
It's time for a ketchup party. And with that, I got close enough and aimed it straight at Dad's face. He couldn't see anything, and his boat ended up getting stuck between two rocks. I could hear Mom and Dad yelling, but I went even faster and crossed the finish line. Ella ran up to me and gave me a huge hug.
We won.
We won?
We are rich.
A few weeks later, the Liliella and its victory was trending on the internet. We were invited to race all over the world. Eventually, we bought a bigger boat with our winnings, and even though my parents had always been so mean to me, I bought them a boat too, to make up for the one they'd sold all those years ago. And I keep the red toy boat Ella got me as a present, right by the wheel at all times. Hi, I'm Olivia from Florida. Please like and subscribe. My mom always told me the day I was born was quite an exciting one. At the hospital, when she held me for the first time, she gasped at my eyes. They were midnight blue in the center, with a light blue ring outside. The nurses were stunned too, and, well, a bit confused.
Blue eyes are rare, and you both have brown eyes. Quite unusual.
What are you trying to say, woman? You think this isn't our child? Did you cause a mix-up in the nursery?
No, of course not, sir. I was only saying...
How about you keep your useless opinions to yourself? Her eyes are nothing special to talk about.
And for some reason, it always really annoyed him when people noticed and talked about my eyes, which was every time they met me. And as I grew older, I started realizing that I had a strange power. I could get what I wanted using my eyes. Let me give you an example. Once, when I was 6, I went with my parents to their friend's house who had twins my age. I could tell the boy was really sweet, but the girl didn't like me much. When she left the room for a while, the boy climbed onto her bunk bed and returned with a beautiful doll.
Her eyes are just like yours. I think you should have her.
Oh, wow. Really? Thank you so much.
Hey, thief, you can't have my doll.
But your brother gave it to me. It even looks like me.
It's not his, it's mine. And it looks nothing like you. Witch, let go.
I pulled harder, and suddenly the doll's head snapped off. The girl burst into tears and went running to her parents. Oh boy, I'd be in so much trouble with Dad. Suddenly, I looked deep into the boy's eyes.
And that's what he said, word for word.
The girl's parents apologized to me and scolded her. Over time, I just couldn't help using my eyes more often to get my way. Sometimes I knew it was wrong, but it was just too easy. I only had to look at people with my big baby blues, and teachers would help me. During exams, people would give up their seats on the bus, and if someone got the last hot dog at lunch before me, they were sure to surrender it. By the time I was in high school, I was quite popular with the boys and had my girl gang too. But I knew I wasn't well liked by the mean girls, especially the head cheerleader, Emma. She was the girl whose doll I'd broken as a kid, and she hated me since one day in 9th grade. A group of cheerleaders and jocks in the cafeteria were talking about a cool new movie they were gonna watch that weekend. It sounded like fun, and I wanted an invite, so I walked straight up to this boy, Zach. "Hey guys, I was wondering if I could tag along to the movies with you this weekend." Zach hesitated, and then he looked directly into my eyes. I knew what his answer would be.
Of course, Olivia.
"Thanks, Zach. You're a sweetheart."
Did you just invite her to the movies without asking any of us?
What's the big deal? I don't think anyone has a problem.
The rest just shrugged, and Emma glared at me before storming off. I was still grinning when I walked over to my locker later, and I found her waiting there.
You're not going to the movies? No way. I don't care what Zach said. You're uninvited.
What are you going to do? Ban my entry into the cinema? You can't. So I'll see you there. I turned to leave, but she knocked my books out of my hand and stepped on them. I grabbed her by the hair, and we broke into a catfight. We both ended up in the principal's office.
And she immediately called our parents.
I didn't do anything. She started it.
I hadn't even touched her. She pulled my hair.
The principal also called in a few witnesses from the hallway, and luckily for me, it was a bunch of boys I knew. I only had to look at them, and they all said Emma was to blame.
No way. She can't get away with everything just by batting her dumb eyes. She looks like an angel, but she's a lying witch who has everyone dancing to her tune.
But Emma got detention while I was let off with just a warning. On the car ride home, though, Mom and Dad were really quiet. But Emma got detention while I was let off with just a warning. On the car ride home, though, Mom and Dad were really quiet.
You've always tried to get your way by manipulating people ever since you were a kid. Now it seems worse than I thought.
Okay, so people are sometimes nice to me and do what I ask. What's so wrong with that?
We'll talk about this tomorrow. You are grounded for a week.
What? Why the heck?
Olivia, enough. You heard what your dad said.
But the next morning, I found them waiting for me in the dining room with a small box on the table. What's this?
Something to cover up your eyes. You need to learn that life isn't so easy, and you can't just get whatever you want.
Inside the box were brown contact lenses. They were the color of mud. Are you kidding me? You think I'm going to wear those?
You have to wear them if you want to continue going to school.
With angry tears, I grabbed the box and ran out of there. It took me a few tries to wear the contacts, but I finally managed, and I hated what I saw staring back at me in the mirror. It wasn't me. At school, I was hoping by some miracle no one would notice, but of course, everyone did.
Why are your eyes suddenly brown? Did your evil spell finally wear off once you got all your wishes?
Everyone's comments made things hard because it felt really embarrassing to say my dad was making me wear brown lenses. I made up some lame excuse about how the doctor had recommended them for an eye condition, but it didn't seem to convince anyone. And suddenly, no one seemed to care about me much. Luckily, a month later, Dad's job caused him to transfer to another state. A fresh start was exactly what I needed. No one in school there would ever know I had blue eyes before. But it was quite strange walking into this new place and not having anyone pay much attention to me. My classmates seemed pleasant enough, but everyone just went off with their groups at lunch. I was sitting outside having lunch under a tree when someone dropped down next to me.
Hello, mind if I join you?
You already have, and I don't mind at all.
Good, because I'm too tired to get up anyway.
Plus, I've been waiting for someone new to show up for ages. All these other girls just talk about boys and makeup, and they think they're from another planet. Or they think I'm from another planet. Her name was Grace, and I warmed up to her instantly. We quickly became close friends, but I just couldn't tell her my stupid secret. A few weeks later, we were sitting on the gym floor, making decorations for an event, when some guys started playing basketball. And suddenly, the ball came flying at me and hit me smack in the face. I opened my eyes, and looking down at me was a gorgeous boy with black hair and the deepest blue eyes ever had. I died and gone to heaven.
Hey, are you okay?
Of course she's not okay, you moron. You could have killed my best friend.
Grace pulled me up, but my knees gave way, and the boy swept me up effortlessly. He carried me to the bleachers and said he'd be back with some water.
Olivia, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I see. Yeah, you aren't fine. And if he has his way, you never will be again.
What do you mean? Just then, the boy returned with a water bottle and knelt beside me.
Really sorry. We should have been more careful.
Oh, don't worry. I don't mind. I mean, it's just a ball, not a rocket. Now that would hurt. I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe I have a concussion, but I'm okay. O-Y-A-K. See? I can still spell. He just smiled at me and ran off to his friends. What a blubbering idiot. I turned to Grace and saw she'd already left. Later that night, I got permission from my parents to stay over at Grace's. So tell me, what do you know about the gym boy?
That's Levi. He's my older brother.
You're what now?
Yeah, I know. Different set of genes. But Olivia, he's a heartbreaker. He changes girlfriends faster than he changes underwear. He knows he's good looking, and he uses it to make girls like him. And then bam, 2 weeks later, some girl is crying in the school bathroom and he's got a new girlfriend.
Really? But he seems sweet.
How would you know? He's my brother, and I'm telling you, he's a jerk.
Is he here, like, right now?
Yeah. But you don't want to talk to him, right? You're here to have a slumber party with me, and I just told you.
He's a jerk. Right. Gotcha.
But I couldn't get Levi off my mind.
Grace messaged me on Monday that she had the flu and wasn't coming to school, and I decided this was a great chance to talk to her brother. On the bus, I was thinking about what I'd say to him when someone sat down next to me.
Sorry, seats in the back are full.
Holy lady luck! It was Levi! But it seemed like he hadn't recognized me and just started reading a book. What you readin'? He turned the cover to me without looking my way. Oh, nice. I've never read that.
Okay, good to know.
Wow, he did seem like a bit of a jerk, but I wasn't giving up yet. If it's good, maybe I'll read it. I'm the girl from the gym, by the way. The one you hit with the basketball.
I know that. I didn't have memory loss. It's just that you're Grace's BFF and she told me to stay away from you.
That's strange. She didn't say anything to me. And why can't we all be friends? Grace was down with some virus and couldn't attend school for 2 weeks, and I ended up spending all my time with Levi. He was gorgeous, but he was also funny and thoughtful, and I just couldn't help liking him. And I had a feeling he liked me too. But when Grace returned, she was furious seeing us together.
So what? You've replaced me with Levi now?
Of course, I haven't. You weren't here, and we just started hanging out.
And now you're in love with him, aren't you? Even after what I said, doesn't take anyone too long to fall in love with Levi. He gets anything he wants.
I was upset that Grace was mad, but I didn't want to give up on Levi either. Later that day, as I was running an errand, I passed by a cafe window and stopped in my tracks. Levi was sitting there with some blonde girl I'd never seen before. He suddenly spotted me, and I started walking away quickly.
Olivia, please stop. It's not what it looks like.
It's none of my business, Levi, so no need to explain. I obviously misread some signs. You should go back to your girlfriend. 2 weeks, and it's time for a new girl. Yeah, just like Grace said.
She said what?
That you're a heartbreaker, and that you change girls faster than clothes, and that I should stay away from you.
Olivia? She made that up. Okay, I went out with her best friend a year ago, but things ended badly between us. She blocked out Grace, too, and moved away. And it broke Grace's heart. In fact, that girl in the cafe is my ex. She's in town and wanted to return some things. You didn't misread any signs. I like you a lot, and I was planning to ask you to the winter dates.
I need to talk to Grace first. Okay. I had a heart-to-heart with Grace, and she admitted that she'd lied about Levi.
I know he's a good guy, but I don't want to lose another friend.
Pinky swear, no matter what happens between me and your brother, we'll stay friends forever. We decided to go shopping together for the winter dance, and I found a beautiful blue dress. As I looked in the dressing room mirror, I suddenly took my contacts out and called Grace.
What happened to your eyes?
I told her all about how I'd get whatever I wanted because of my eyes. So my parents made me cover them up.
That is ridiculous. They can't make you do that.
I know, but maybe it hasn't been the worst thing. I got you and Levi, and it has nothing to do with my eyes. But yeah, I think I just want to be myself now. When I got home, I walked into the lounge where my parents were watching TV.
What have you done?
I'm tired of covering up my real eyes. This is who I am, and I won't hide it anymore. I'm done with your controlling nonsense.
You'll do what I say as long as you live under my roof.
Then maybe I won't live under your roof. I went upstairs to gather my things so I could go stay at Grace's house when suddenly Mom came in.
I need to show you something.
She pulled out contacts from her eyes, and they were the brightest blue, just like mine.
Your dad hated the attention I attracted, and after we got married, he made me cover them up. But you're brave to stand up for yourself, and I don't want to let you down again. I'm leaving with you.
We packed our things and left Dad for good. We checked into a hotel until we could find a place. But for the first time, I saw Mom happy and free. The next day, I put on my blue dress for the dance, and Levi came to pick me up.
Grace told me about your eyes. You look beautiful.
You think so?
Yeah. But no matter what color they are, I'd think that anyway.
Hi, I'm Larissa, and I know what you're thinking. She looks nothing like her family. That's because I was adopted when I was a baby. I was born in Romania, and I might have taken that small piece of trivia a little too seriously. Oh, I can't water the plants. Romanians are allergic to the sun. Does this broccoli have garlic on it? Romanians don't eat garlic, Mommy. But I have to sleep inside this cardboard box. It's a Romanian thing. You won't get it.
That's a vampire thing, doofus. They'll sleep in a bed like a proper human being, child. God, you're so dumb.
I wasn't dumb. I was quirky and cute. But Andre was right. I just never seemed to make the smartest choices. Andre wasn't only my brother. He was also my best bud growing up. He was super smart and solved math equations in his sleep. But he was really awkward and hated outdoor activities. Come out, Andre. Look at all these butterflies coming out of their raccoons.
It's cocoons, and no, thank you. You know they start off as icky caterpillars, right?
Quit being such a party pooper and come play with me. But Andre just stayed inside. I chased the butterflies and didn't realize when I ended up rather far from home. I was about to find my way back when suddenly this weird woman came out of nowhere and started showering me with kisses. You! Get your germy lips off of me! I'm warning you, I know Kung Fu!
Larissa, I'm your aunt! I know your real mother. She wants to meet you at the ice cream shop.
My what now? I didn't really care about finding my real family. I was happy with the one I had. But since ice cream was involved, I was suddenly curious. I was about to get into her van when suddenly a couple of police cars came screeching to a stop before us, and the officers arrested my aunt. They took me to the station with them, and moments later, Mom and Dad came running in and hugged me super tight.
Oh, Larissa, thank God you're safe. You can't go so far from home.
That woman is a kidnapper the police have been trying to catch. She works at the adoption agency and picks up adopted kids for ransom money. Luckily, they caught her in time.
Whoa! The psycho woman was jailed for 25 years. But from that day on, my parents were attached to me like my shadow and treated me like a porcelain doll. They wrapped me up in bubble wrap when I wanted to jump on the trampoline. They put me on a baby leash when we went out in public. They even missed Andre's science fairs and chess matches because they couldn't trust anyone to babysit me.
You only have yourself to blame. Who's dumb enough to just walk off with a random stranger?
Me, of course. I was nothing special. I had no brains and no passion. Most of the time, I felt a little lost. But one day, I saw this 16-year-old Russian swimmer, Mariana, win a gold medal on TV. And my whole life changed. I had posters of her all over my room and even bought all of her merchandise. I was obsessed. I want to be just like Mariana. She's a year older than me, and she's achieved so much.
But swimming is dangerous, sweetie. You could slip and hit your head.
I could do that in the kitchen, too.
We should baby-proof the kitchen.
What? No, I'm not a baby. Please, will you just let me try something for once? I'm sick of staying at home. I begged and whined and threw a couple of tantrums, and finally, they agreed to take me to a kiddie pool. Whatever. I was determined to make the best of it. And when I entered the water, it felt like I was finally in my element. I aced all the lessons and turned out to be a natural. Within a year, I joined the high school swim team and even won a local competition. And Mom and Dad finally stopped freaking out like headless chickens. Then I started 10th grade, and things just went bonkers. On the very first day, I was rushing to the shower when I slipped and went crashing into a girl. I am so sorry. Oh my God. What? You're Mariana. Am I dreaming? Ouch. This is definitely real. I am such a huge fan.
Oh, really? Is that why you tried to injure me?
What? It was an accident.
Ha! I doubt it. I eat jealous little wannabes like you for breakfast. Now stay out of my way or I'll crush you.
What a diva! I found out from the head coach that Mariana was recovering from an injury at the local state-of-the-art medical center and would be attending our high school while she was here. Just my luck. The universe sent my idol to my school, and she already hates me. I tried to do damage control and got her some welcome flowers and cheesecake, but she started sneezing and gagging and threw everything in the trash.
Are you trying to sabotage me? I'm lactose intolerant and allergic to roses.
How was I supposed to know that?
You said you were my fan and you don't know this? Some fan you are.
I was just trying to be nice.
Nice gets you nowhere. Work on your swimming instead, loser.
Okay, that's enough. I know you're an international champion, but you can't treat me like this. I really admired you, but now I can say you're just a brat with a swollen head.
Get over yourself! Ha! You wish you could be me! I have more talent in my injured little toe than you have in your whole entire body.
You can put your entire foot in your mouth, because at the next swim meet, I'm gonna beat you.
I accept the challenge. Although it's hardly a challenge. Ha 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 ha.
I was pumped. I trained extra hard and spent so much time in the pool, I started looking like a wrinkly old grandma. But on the day of the swim meet, Mariana spilled an entire bottle of conditioner on me right before the start.
Oops, I'm so sorry. Your skin looked like it needed it.
I was fuming. I took another quick shower, but I was super late. And when the whistle blew, I was so out of it that I flopped into the water like a dying fish. I lost badly, and Mariana sailed through the water gracefully, like a swan. But what she did next shocked the bubbly farts right out of me. Mariana stepped off the stage after taking her prize and kissed Andre. Hey, what the heck are you doing to my brother? Stand behind me, Andre. I'll protect you from this soul-sucking mermaid.
Larissa, Andre has told me so much about you. We met in the library the other day, and I said I was craving some Russian pastries. He got me some the very next day. Andre is a real gentleman.
And you're a real lady.
What was happening? Fred looked genuinely happy, but Mariana was bad news. The way she'd swam earlier, it didn't look like she was injured at all. But before I could confront her, they left. What a bunch of love-struck jerks. I was so depressed, I spent a couple of hours at my favorite ice cream shop eating my feelings. But once the banana splits were gone, I headed home. And to my surprise, I saw Mariana across the street. She was dressed like some weird spy and went inside a dirty-looking alley. I followed her and saw that she was buying a weird packet from some homeless dude. Hey, what you got there, bestie?
Did you hit your head on that dive? I am not your bestie.
Is it Russian candy? Is it a wig? Or is it a whole new personality you use only when Andre's around?
It's your brother's heart, and it's all mine.
She was a piece of work and super suspicious. I wanted to follow her, but I was already late. Mom and Dad would probably send a SWAT team after me. So that night, I borrowed Andre's laptop and did some research. I found a few articles about Mariana's injury, but then I found a creepy Reddit thread about athletes using performance-enhancing pills. I was shocked. Is that how Mariana had swum so well in the competition with an injury? I had to find out. But the next day, I walked into school and everyone was talking about Mariana and Andre like they were a celebrity couple. Andre, of all people, was popular. He suddenly had this confidence I'd never seen before. It was kinda awesome. But Mariana was ruining swimming for me.
We've decided I'll take your place on the swim team for regionals.
What? You can't do that. You're not even a permanent student. Aren't you supposed to be injured and resting? Coach!
I'm sorry, Larissa. We have a chance to compete with an international gold medalist on our team, and she seems strong enough now.
I was so mad, I tore up all of her posters from my room and trashed all the merchandise. All I'd wanted to be was noticed by my idol, but she just turned out to be a massive jerk. I was gonna bring her down if it was the last thing I did.
Hey, Mariana told me what happened. It was really sweet of you to give her your place. She really needed this.
I didn't give up anything. Your evil girlfriend pushed me out. Swimming is the only thing I'm good at, but she couldn't even let me have it.
Look, I know you're hurt, but she's a good person.
It's all an act. She's only pretending to be your girlfriend to get under my skin.
Yes, Larissa, I'm sure. My relationship is all about you. Everything is always about you. The only reason a girl could want to be with me is to get back at you. Not because I have anything worth liking, right?
Wow, I didn't know you were so desperate to be liked. You'll defend the devil herself. Some brother you turned out to be. I hated the look of hurt in Andre's eyes, but I was just so mad. The next day, I sneaked into the gym and went through Mariana's locker. And I found the package she'd taken from the man in the alley, and it had pills inside. I ran to the head coach and showed him everything. Mariana went ballistic.
They aren't what you think. I'm not a cheat.
Then explain how your injury healed so quickly. You're lying, Mariana, and I have proof.
Stop this, Larissa. You don't know what you're talking about.
No! For once, I'm the smart one and you're being dumb. She played you with her big eyes and pretty face. She's just a cheating witch.
Stop calling me that!
And then she pushed me into the water. The head coach insisted on getting her tested, and she went bananas. She started ripping up pool noodles with her teeth and threw swimming flippers at the students like a mad person. 2 coaches had to drag her away, and she was suspended during the investigation. But I wasn't even happy about it. My teammates were mad at me for being a sneak. Andre wasn't talking to me, and Mariana. All the blood work came out clear. Turns out the pills were special Russian vitamins. But she was so messed up with all the media attention and headlines, she completely failed at the regionals. I felt like a total jerk. It was time for me to apologize. Hey, I'm sorry about the whole mix-up.
As if your plan worked. I lost the competition and my reputation. Now you can have your perfect life back.
Perfect? My life is not perfect. My adoptive family is the bomb. But I've always felt a bit lost since I was a kid. Swimming makes me feel like I belong. And you took that away from me.
Yes, I did, because I'm better at it. And it's good for the team. But Andre was right. You're a selfish, spoiled brat who only thinks about herself.
I was so mad. I slapped her hard across the cheek. We were rolling around on the floor, fighting like cats, when suddenly Andre came in between.
What the heck is wrong with you two?
She started it. She's always hated me.
That's enough. I love you both, but this needs to stop.
You love me? Are you okay? Do you have brain fever?
Stop it. Larissa! After all these years, I've taken a back seat while Mom and Dad obsessed over you. I thought you'd be okay with me being the center of attention for once.
It was true. Mom and Dad always went out of their way to make me happy and keep me safe. They hardly ever talked about Andre. I was selfish and felt terrible for not realizing it before.
And Mariana, you can't blame Larissa for jumping to conclusions when she doesn't know the truth.
What truth? Suddenly Mariana looked so sad it broke my heart.
My family had to flee Russia. Some really bad men were after my father, and I had to fake an injury so they would give us quick visas to come to America for my medical treatment. Now, I can never go back, and I can never swim for another country if I want to keep my family safe. That's why I wanted to be part of the swim team so badly.
But that doesn't explain why you're so mean and horrible.
It's all I knew. In Russia, you don't become a champion by being nice and sweet. You have to be really tough and fight for your place. It will be a hard habit to break, but I see you all as competition, especially you. You're good.
She said it reluctantly, but she said it, and I was on cloud 9. Aw, that's all I ever wanted to hear from you.
You, get away from me or I'll take the words back.
You can't take it back. Now you think I'm good, and we'll be on the same team together. It's gonna be epic.
Is your sister crazy? What is wrong with her? Why is she so huggy?
She's just really happy, and so am I.
Hi there, I'm Melissa. I grew up in a small town in Turkey, and I recently found out that I'm adopted. And my dad doesn't know I know. Since then, all I've wanted is to find my real parents. Alright, let's dive into my crazy adventure. I never met my mother, but I was raised by the most incredible father. He was a carpenter, and even though we were never wealthy, I had everything I required. What I cherished most were books. Dad would read to me every night, and I became obsessed. When I joined school and discovered the library, I felt like I'd gone to heaven. And I always preferred my friends from stories over real people. Once in 6th grade, I needed to use the dictionary. So I went to Dad's room and climbed a stool to take it down from the shelf. Just then, the stool under me wobbled, and I went crashing to the floor with some books. As I started picking everything up, I saw something that left me shook. It was a picture of a couple holding a baby, and the woman looked exactly like me. She had to be my mom, and the man next to her was my real dad. I turned the picture over and all it said was Vienna, 2005. That was the year I was born. Were my biological parents in Vienna? I slipped the picture into my pocket. Dad had hidden it, and I needed to understand why. I planned to confront him that evening, but he didn't come home. Hours passed, and he wouldn't even pick up his phone. Just then, there was a loud knock on the door, and it was Dad's friends from work bringing him in a wheelchair. Oh my God, Dad, what happened? He'd had a terrible fall at work and wasn't allowed to walk for months. Even after he fully healed, he had a lasting limp. Now, I set aside all thoughts of questioning him about my biological parents. I didn't want to make things harder for him. Once in the 8th grade, I'd gone with Dad to the market, when suddenly he got a cramp in his leg and lost his balance. He went crashing straight into a wealthy-looking man, who in turn fell onto a food seller stall, bringing down the whole thing with him. As I helped Dad up, the wealthy man turned to him furiously.
You blind, ignorant man! Look what you've done! My suit is ruined! Do you know what it costs? More than your house, I'm sure!
Don't talk to my father like that. He didn't do it intentionally. He has an injured leg.
So why is this cripple going around causing trouble for everyone else? I want the money for my suit!
You may have all the wealth in the world, sir, but you certainly don't have any compassion. My father's ailment is something he can't help. But what's your excuse for your cold, unfeeling, dead heart?
Hey kid, just shut up.
But just then, a rich-looking lady stepped forward.
Don't talk like that to the child. Will this solve your problem?
She waved a thick bundle of cash in his face. In 2 seconds, the man's anger was gone. The rich lady even gave money to the stall owner, and she offered to take me and Dad home. We invited her in, and soon after she said something completely unexpected.
I'm so impressed with you, Melissa. And this might sound strange, but would you like to come live with me in Vienna? I would love to send you to a really good school.
Vienna? That's where my real parents were from. This was my chance to look for them. She even said she'd hired Dad as a handyman on her estate. I was really eager to go. And within a week, we'd packed up our lives and moved. The lady's estate was 5 times larger than my school. And Dad and I were given a small cottage to live in. And just a few days later, the lady told me I'd be joining her daughter's school. On my first day, as I walked up to the lady's car, a girl suddenly pushed me aside.
Oh, maid! Where do you think you're going? Go clean something!
Where are your manners? Rose, this is the amazing girl I told you about, and I'd like you two to be friends.
Oh, she's your charity case. She looks like her only friends would be cows and baby goats.
And what is so distasteful about being friends with such lovely creatures? May I ask?
No, you may not ask me anything. Who talks like that? Freak!
I stay quiet during all the commutes to our school, but Rose doesn't. When we arrived, she yelled at me.
Hey, hurry up, poor cat. If I'm late, it's on you.
You're a jerk! Suddenly, a guy walks up to me.
Hey, welcome to the new school, loser.
Wow, who were these people? Turns out the jerk was in my class along with Rose. I could see them all looking me up and down, but I just ignored them. Later at recess, I sat alone, reading. The boy took a seat at my table with his friends behind him.
I don't think I introduced myself before. I'm Vincent. What's your name?
You can call me whatever you like. After all, what's in a name?
Huh, what are you saying?
Would a rose smell less sweet if it was named garbage? Would a fire not burn us if it was called a flower? Would I be less annoyed by you if my name wasn't Melissa? The answer is no.
Why are you talking like that, weirdo? So your name's Melissa? That's kinda pretty.
You don't need to remember it. I don't think we'll have much to do with each other. And with that, I just left.
Aw, poor Vincent. How does it feel to be rejected by a girl?
Oh, please. I just need a little time with her, and she'll be head over heels in love. I can work my magic on any girl.
Well, I'm not so sure about this one.
Challenge accepted.
It was no surprise that Vincent and Rose were best friends, and their gang was the meanest bunch of kids around. I'd see them picking on smaller kids at recess, or poking fun at their classmates. They didn't even spare the teachers. So I was horrified when the physics teacher announced that I'd be paired with Vincent for a project. But he looked delighted. I tried ignoring him and was reading the science book to figure out something, when suddenly he snatched it from me.
Why are you always staring at a book when you could be looking at more beautiful things like me?
I don't have time for your nonsense. Vincent, give that back!
Okay, but only if you agree to go out with me.
I'd rather jump off a cliff.
Wrong answer.
And with that, he ripped some pages out and threw the book in the trash bin. What is the matter with you? Don't you have any respect for anyone or anything? God, you're such an imbecile.
Why do you use such strange words? An imbe, what?
What now? An imbecile. It means a fool, an idiot, a dummy, a moron. I pushed him away and he went crashing into our half-finished project. I didn't even care. There was no way I was working with him. A few days later, I was walking back home when suddenly it started to pour heavily. As I dashed through the rain, a car stopped me and Vincent rolled down the window.
Hey, you're gonna get sick! Get in the car!
I'd rather catch pneumonia.
Oh my god, just get in! Hate me later!
Reluctantly, I got in, and a minute later we were driving up to his gigantic mansion. He quickly led me to the fireplace in the library, and my mouth was just wide open. Never seen so many books in one place in my whole life. What a treasure this is!
Well, you're welcome to take some. I don't read them, and my parents are hardly ever here.
I felt a bit sorry for him. That sounded lonely. And suddenly I remembered something. Oh my god, my parents' picture. I dug through my pockets to find it all wet, and I started flapping it around to dry it.
What's that? And why are you acting crazy?
It's the only picture I have of my real parents. I told him how I discovered it, and that I carried it around with me, hoping I'd find them somewhere.
I think I could help you with that. My parents know a good private investigator. He could probably track them down.
Do you really mean that? That would be amazing. Thank you so much. As we spent some time talking, I felt myself warming up to Vincent. I suddenly turned to him. Vincent, why do you act that way in school?
What do you mean?
I mean, you have everything in the world, and you're wasting every opportunity to learn. And all you do is tease and mock other people. I'm sure your life isn't perfect, but that's not an excuse to be the worst version of yourself. Most of the time I thought he'd be really mad, but instead he took my hand.
I'm sorry, you've only seen the worst of me. I'll try to change that.
He kissed me on the cheek before he turned away, and for some reason I couldn't stop smiling all the way home. As I was walking down to the cottage, Rose suddenly jumped out from behind a tree.
Is that Vincent's car you just got off from? Why?
It's none of your business, Rose.
Vincent is very much my business. I know you have a wild imagination, but don't start dreaming that someone like him could ever like you. I pushed her aside and walked off. She was crazy, as if I wanted someone like Vincent. Or did I? He was just so nice. After that day, he'd come sit next to me in the cafeteria, help me carry my stuff. And one time, as I was walking back home, he leapt out of a car and decided to walk with me. He told me the investigator was hopeful we'd find my parents really soon. And a few days later, when he asked me to be his date for the Christmas dance at school, I really couldn't refuse. Dad had surprised me one evening with the most beautiful dress, and at the dance, I felt like someone straight out of a fairy tale. I was searching for Vincent in the hall when I felt a gentle tap on my shoulder.
Wow, you look really beautiful, Melissa.
He took my hand and led me to the dance floor, and it felt like we were in our own little world. At the end of the song, he suddenly pulled me closer and leaned in to kiss me. Everyone around us was clapping and cheering as I kissed him back. During the evening, I went to freshen up in the bathroom, and when I returned, I found Vincent in a corner with Rose and his friends.
Wow, Vincent, you really take a challenge seriously. You said you could make any girl fall for you, and you proved it. That kiss could have fooled even me. Melissa has totally fallen for your Prince Charming act. It's gonna be so much fun when you dump her.
That's what I was, a challenge! Vincent looked shocked as they all turned around to see me behind them.
No, Melissa, wait! It's not what you—
I suddenly slapped him hard. Why did I think you were actually a decent human being? You even pretended to help me find my parents just to convince me that you cared. You're the most vile person I've had the misfortune to meet. I hate you. No, I despise you. I didn't go to school for days. I just didn't want to see anyone's face. But one day, Dad walked into my room holding a package.
A boy from your school dropped this, saying it was important. Forgive me for opening it first, but Melissa, you've known about your parents, and you've been looking for them.
Wait, what? Dad? I'm sorry. I just needed to know. He gave me the package as he sat down on my bed, and I looked through the papers with trembling hands. The first was a newspaper clipping saying my parents were politicians who had been sentenced to prison for 25 years for stealing state funds.
I worked at your parents' house. When they were arrested, you were going to be sent to an orphanage, and I just really wanted a kid. So I adopted you. Melissa, I kept the truth from you because I thought it would only make you upset. I'm sorry if I haven't been the best dad.
I jumped forward and hugged him, tears pouring down my face. No! You're the most amazing dad anyone could possibly have. I just wanted to know who they were. But it's not because I've ever been unhappy with you as my father. Not ever. Dad hugged me back.
If you ever want to see them, I'll arrange a visit, okay? It won't bother me at all. I know you're my daughter. By the way, that boy just left if you want to talk to him.
I ran out the door after Vincent, who was walking down to the gate. Why did you do that? Your stupid challenge was over, right? Why did you make an effort to find my parents?
Melissa, it did start off as a stupid challenge, and I wasn't planning on falling for you. But I did. Almost instantly. What I feel for you is real and true. I wouldn't have made all that effort if I didn't love you. You're the most special girl I've ever met, and you make me want to be a better person. I'm so sorry for hurting you. Please forgive me, will you?
I looked into his earnest eyes and slowly smiled. I'd rather go down with the Titanic. But I stepped closer and pulled him in for a kiss.
It's hard to pinpoint exactly when my parents knew that I was special. It could be when I said my first word at 5 months old, when I started reading by the time I was 3, or when I solved a Rubik's Cube at 4 in less than 30 seconds. Hi, I'm Lisa. And none of that is to brag, by the way, because being a genius has brought me more misery than I would wish on my worst enemy. Yeah, I actually have a worst enemy, and you're about to find out who she is. But first, please like and subscribe. My father was a famous actor who starred in a ton of action movies. He fell in love with my mother, a jewelry designer. She designed the engagement ring he intended to give to another woman. But he broke off that relationship to be with my mother. I know. Messed up, right? When I was 5, I was being dragged around the world to movie sets where my father would show me off like some freak Einstein circus monkey.
Daddy, I need to pee.
You can only go after you tell everyone who the 5th, 16th, 25th, and 40th presidents were.
Come on, Paul. Lisa really needs to go.
She can't go as soon as she answers the question.
James Monroe, Abraham Lincoln, William McKinley,
And then I peed. The entire movie's cast and crew burst out laughing, and I was completely humiliated. My mother finally had enough and divorced him, taking me back to her hometown. I would love to say things got better there, but believe it or not, they only got worse. Like a lot worse. My mom opened a jewelry store which took up all of her time. So she got me a nanny who had a daughter named Scarlett. Scarlett was 4 years older than me and was really dumb. Just to give you an idea of how dumb she was, when her mom told her that carrots helped her see in the dark, she went outside at night and tried to use one as a flashlight. Scarlett didn't like that I was so much smarter than her, so her favorite activity was torturing me, like hanging me out the window by my ankles, filling my pillowcase with spiders, and replacing my cereal with dog treats.
How's your cereal, Lisa? Maybe afterward we can go play fetch.
Except I knew what my cereal looked like and switched our bowls when she wasn't looking. My mom put me in kindergarten, but it was way too easy for me. While the other kids were playing with finger paint, I was doing math equations. As much as I hated being in school, I hated being home more because of Scarlett. I tried to tell my mom, but Scarlett had a secret.
But Mommy, I hate her. She tried to put my book in the toilet.
Scarlett, is that true? The one thing that Scarlett was good at, besides bullying, was acting.
Never. It really hurts my feelings when Lisa says these things.
Scarlett could cry on command. I mean, like a full-on sobbing.
Mom, she's...
But I couldn't even finish my sentence before my mom was comforting Scarlett.
There. It's okay. No matter what happened, I'm sure you two can work it out, right?
And then Scarlett ran and hugged me.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to work. See you two besties tonight.
And the second my mom was gone, my book was in the toilet, and just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. The school's principal skipped me to the 3rd grade. Guess with who? You've got it. Freaking Scarlett. Yeah, she was left back a year because, as we already established, was really dumb. When I got to high school, I was too old to have a nanny. So my mom hired Scarlett's mother to help her run her jewelry store and let them stay in our house because she felt like they were family now. At school, Scarlett would play awful pranks on me, like putting laxatives in my lunch or filling my hand sanitizer with super sticky glue. One night, I sat out in the backyard crying. I just wanted to be normal and with kids my own age. Then through the guest house window, I saw something unbelievable. Scarlett was watching Mean Girls and acting out the part.
They say you're a homeschooled jungle freak who's a less hot version of me.
She was actually really good, but then she turned and looked right at me. Oh no! I sprinted back to my room. I was up all night, terrified about what Scarlett was going to do to me. The next day at school, Scarlett just stared non-stop at me. As soon as the bell rang, I sprinted out of the classroom and hid in a janitor's closet.
This is my closet. Go find your own.
I nearly jumped out of my skin. I turned on the light to find a boy sitting in a chair with his feet up on the wall. His hair was long and messy, his clothes were too big, and he had like 20 earrings. He was Wesley, the school weirdo. The rumor was that his family was homeless. I can't leave.
Yeah. Scarlett, right?
Yeah, I think she may actually kill me.
Sad girl, just like my sister Alice.
Your sister?
Yeah, believe it or not, Alice makes Scarlett look like an angel.
That's horrible. Wait, why are you in here?
It's my place to get away from everyone. I hate drama.
Wow, I totally get it. People are so...
Petty, judgmental, mean.
Yes, I'm Lisa, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm a pretty good observer.
Just with that, Wesley and I became best friends. I felt like a total jerk. I always thought he was just a weirdo, but he was the first person who actually understood me. For the next few weeks, Wesley and I spent more and more time together at school, away from Scarlett. Wesley knew every hiding place in the school, under the stairs, in the attic. There was even an old, broken service elevator. I had no idea. For a while, things were looking up. And then one night, something incredible happened. I received a letter from one of the top universities in the country. They wanted me to attend next year and were scheduling an interview at my house. I would finally be rid of Scarlett for good. I couldn't wipe the smile off my face. I wanted to celebrate, but Wesley would never meet me outside of school. There was always an excuse, but this time I wasn't taking no for an answer. I tracked down his address online and went there. I figured we would pull up to a homeless shelter, but we turned into the driveway of the biggest mansion I had ever seen. I rang the bell, and this really pretty girl with perfect makeup opened the door.
Whatever you're selling, we don't want any. Oh, I'm not selling anything. I'm here to see Wesley. Does he live here? Hey, loser. Someone is actually here to see you. What do you want with my loser brother?
Oh, you're Alice, Wesley's demon sister.
Lisa, what are you doing here?
Hi.
Wow, Wesley is a real girl coming here to take you out. There must be something seriously wrong with her.
Leave us alone, Alice.
Wesley took me to his room, which was filled with books and other cool things. He even had a VR experience, and we got to dive in the deep sea with sharks, whales, and all kinds of marine animals. It was so cool. But just as we were about to approach a giant squid, suddenly, a wave of water drenched us from top to bottom. We took off our visors and there was Alice, holding a huge bucket of water and laughing her head off.
Alice, what the heck?
Only improving your immersive experience. You're welcome, guys.
Before we could respond, Alice had already vanished, and Wesley's RV was ruined. As we dried off in the bathroom, I looked at Wesley angrily. How can Scarlett and Alice be so hateful? What is wrong with them?
Alice and I were close when we were kids, but then my mom forced her into beauty pageants and would always criticize her when she lost. It changed her, and now she's like this.
Like Alice alone wasn't enough. Scarlett hadn't forgotten about me spying on her. She was like a snake, just waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And on the morning of the big interview at my house, she found it.
Well, Lisa, we feel that you will be a perfect addition to our university, and it is my honor to offer you.
Oh, Lisa!
Just as the recruiter was about to make me the offer, Scarlett walked in. My entire body froze.
Oh, sorry. Is this a bad time? I'm Scarlett Lisa's bestie.
Hi, bestie. Can you please come back later?
I would, but I have my math test coming up and need that special you always give me with all the answers. I have the money. I swear.
She pays you to give her the answers to your tests.
That's not true. She's lying.
Okay, I think we're done here.
Please don't listen to her. I've never cheated in my life.
Me neither.
And that was the end of it. Scarlett won.
Did I scare your little college recruiter off? Oopsie.
I was so angry I just exploded. You are a horrible, horrible human being. In fact, I wouldn't even call you human. You are a monster.
The next morning, as I was going to my locker, a crowd was around someone. Wesley walked up to me, and he looked as depressed as I was.
Did you see we have a new student?
When the crowd cleared, I saw who our new student was. It was Alice.
She got expelled from her all-girls school, so my mother was able to bribe our school to take her in.
And then she saw me, and Wesley came over and turned to the crowd.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun here together. Now you can't avoid me.
Alice laughed like a true Disney villain and left with her new group of followers.
I guess I'll just have to wait for her to add this school to her expulsion collection.
You know what? No. I've had enough of these bullies. We are gonna fight back.
No, Lisa, just ignore them. We can't fight with them.
They are older, stronger, and meaner. But we are smarter. We are not gonna fight them ourselves, Wesley. We're gonna make them fight each other.
I'm listening.
We may not be able to change them, but we maybe can redirect their hate.
I told Wesley the rest of my plan, and he agreed to join. We were going to make our boys mortal enemies. First of all, we sent a little welcome to our school gift to Alice from Scarlett.
Oh my god, is this the new Givenchy?
It wasn't. Wesley simply took the empty bottle from her trash.
This is my favorite perfume.
But I guess you could call it perfume. It certainly had a memorable fragrance. Alice put it on and immediately realized it was not her favorite Givenchy.
Yuck! Ugh, this smells like skunk.
Actually, it was a nasty mix of fermented anchovies, spoiled cheese, and overripe cabbage. But yeah, just as bad as skunk. And even harder to get off. Exactly. At the same time, we printed a fake version of the school newspaper, which Alice had just begun to run. And in a very special edition, we crowned Scarlett as the champion of, well, everything on the worst list, from fashion disasters to bad hair days, makeup mishaps, terrible classmates, and the worst student overall. You name it, she snagged the title. As soon as she saw it, Scarlett burst into flames and went in search of Alice. They met in the middle of the hallway. The tension was so intense that it felt like a dragon.
This is war!
And thus the war began. And believe me, they pulled out their heavy weapons. Their pranks were, let's say, pretty original. Alice kicked things off by spreading the rumor that Scarlett was really a 40-year-old divorcee posing as a teenager.
That doesn't make any sense.
Scarlett fired back bluntly and traditionally vandalizing Alice's Barbie car and brace for impact, painting it black.
No! That's not even a real color!
Alice carried out her revenge, following the old rules of the glitter warfare. She hid a glitter bomb in Scarlett's locker, and when she opened it, she turned the entire hallway into an impromptu disco party. It took Scarlett weeks to get all the glitter off her. And how could we forget the time that Scarlett locked Alice in the bath with a little mouse? Next level torture right there. Of course, like top-tier bullies, they occasionally ditched their sophisticated tactics for some classic down and dirty hand-to-hand combat. Yet the best part of my master plan was that they were good to us, even though it was just to infuriate the other. It's amazing what hate can lead to.
You're truly a genius.
I should be modest, but I can't. I am a genius. Our era of prosperity and peace incredibly lasted for a year. However, as usual, nothing good ever lasts. When it seemed that this beautiful war would continue for generations, Alice delivered a precise and lethal blow. Somehow, she got her hands on a video of Scarlett performing in the toilet, just as I had seen her months before at home, in front of her. She made it viral. At school, Scarlett became a laughingstock. The war was over and Alice had won it. Lonely and the Queen Alice. Well, maybe they didn't cheer like that, but you guys get the point. When I got home, Scarlett was still crying, and the waterfalls didn't slow down for days. She even stopped going to school because she was so embarrassed I had finally beaten my bully. But surprisingly, I didn't feel great. On the contrary, I felt sorry for her and felt so very, very guilty. Not because she didn't have it coming. The feeling of being the one causing her tears felt horrible, even worse than when I was the one crying because of her evil deeds.
Go away!
I have something to tell you! After confessing all about my plan, I closed my eyes and waited for my punishment. I hope this is quick and painless. I waited a few seconds, but nothing happened. I opened my eyes and looked at Scarlett. Aren't you gonna murder me?
I should, but I kinda get why you did it. It's not fun at all to be on the receiving end.
No, it isn't.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know what it is. Don't make me say it.
Yeah, I know. Me too. For what it's worth, I think you have a real talent as an actress.
Do you think so?
Totally. You had my mom believing you were an innocent angel for years. Not even Zendaya could pull off a character like that.
Oh, thanks!
Then something unprecedented began taking place. Scarlett and I went in for a hug. However, just as we were about to make it happen.
Nope, that's too much. You did ruin my life.
And you ruined my future.
Call it even?
Sure. The following weeks were pretty good, actually. Scarlett called the college recruiter and explained everything. As thank you, I showed the tape of Scarlett acting to my dad, and he got a small role in his next movie. When word of that got around the school, Scarlett got no notice again, but this time for good. Even better, she became part of our little crew. Wesley, it's time you also stand up for yourself against your sister. By now, Alice had assembled an army of plastic girls and drooling boys that would do anything she said. And with no rival, Alice went back to making Wesley's life miserable. Until one day during lunch in the cafeteria, Alice walked up to Wesley and acted like she had stumbled, making all her food spill onto him. Wesley stood up and pulled out an old photo from his wallet and showed it to Alice.
See this picture, Alice? It's from when you won your first beauty pageant. Look how happy we both look here.
Yes, I look pretty, unlike your dorky face.
In a moment of frustration, Wesley tore the picture into pieces, shocking Alice.
How dare you!
I always missed your younger self, Alice, and I hoped you would go back to being my lovely sister. But I guess you chose to be a witch, and I'm done waiting or being patient.
Alice tried to push Wesley away, but he held her hand tightly and firmly.
You really thought you're stronger than me, Alice. I never touched you because I respected you as my big sister.
You're hurting me!
I'll hurt you more if you don't back off.
My friends are around me. Guys, you know what to do.
But just as Alice's friends were about to step in, Scarlett and I appeared from behind Wesley. And we know what to do too. The kids behind Alice began to look scared and uncertain while she stomped her feet in frustration.
Fine. You don't talk to me, and I won't talk to you.
Sounds good to me.
With that, Alice left and we all hugged, knowing we had finally stood up to the bullies.
Hi everybody, I'm Anna, and I'm one of the smartest people in the world. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, not in the world, but I am the smartest among my siblings. Straightforward, wins debates and plays the piano professionally. I've got it all. I should have had it all. But they're a saying,
the squeaky wheels get all grease.
And that was my brother and sister. My parents only care about my famous brother David and his college future. Then came another squeak, my little sister Lisa. She was adorable as a child, but recently she's become grumpy and irritable, seeking attention. My point is, I'm the forgotten middle child. To make matters worse, David, aka the famous Lister, is as dumb as a doorknob, always complaining about his phone not working, even though he doesn't know how to use it. Finally, I lost patience and decided to pick a fight with him. Perhaps the battery is defective. I read somewhere that you should rub the battery on your head. Apparently, it helps recharge.
That's not a thing! Do not believe me! Why do you trust nerds?
Wait, she is a total nerd. Maybe she's right.
Derek walks around all day rubbing the battery in his hair. Finally, Dad noticed his struggles and bought him a brand new phone. See what I mean? I've been asking my dad for a new laptop for months because my laptop is literally hanging in the balance. But all he said was,
I'll pick it up on the way home from your brother's game. Do not worry. Oh God, I forgot. Anyway, I'm busy with your sister right now, so I'll do it later.
Never came. I saved my own money. Something like that. Technically, I got the rest from my mum by pretending that my laptop gave me an electrical outlet. Sorry, but you have to get creative when people ignore you. And that's the problem. When you're ignored as a child, getting noticed becomes a full-time job. Like another time. When I was 13 years old, I had just won a big science competition. And I mean massive. Every school in the area is there. And I won with a project on how to make animal-friendly leather from mango peels. When I got home to tell my parents about winning the contest, they were completely fawning over beautiful little David. His best friend Steve was also there. God, every time I see him, I feel my cheeks turn red. I hate to admit it, but I have a crush on him.
Anna, honey, do you congratulate your brother? His team won the game and he is in the running for prom king this year.
My star midfielder, I'm very proud of you. That's great.
I won the district-wide science competition.
Oh, congratulations. You're really smart, Anna.
Science. I never understood that topic. It's always about worms somehow.
We know you'll always win, Anna. Nothing much. Since when did entering the prom king tournament or winning a game with your team help you so much? But my parents clearly thought so because they booked a campsite just to celebrate David's achievement. And they invited the entire extended family. Great, how wonderful. And as usual, things didn't go my way. When we arrived at the resort, Dad realized that he had forgotten to put my luggage in the car, even though I had already packed it. 2 days ahead of everyone else. Featured.
Oh, baby, let's turn it into something positive. It's been a long time since the two of us went clothes shopping.
Be careful with her, Mom. Shell makes you buy a jacket made from mangoes, or shoes made from lemons.
When Mom and I got home, the whole family decided to go out for a nice dinner. I wore the dress my mother bought, and in my heart I felt so cute. Then people started complimenting me and I knew I looked really good.
Okay, she looked beautiful for once. But anyone can look good on vacation. Try doing it every day throughout your high school career.
He can't stand losing his attention for a second. While everyone was laughing at my brother's silly jokes, I hate the camping I take over my phone. I opened the piano app to play my favorite song. Music took me to a special place. But then I noticed someone was following me. It was a boy my age. A really handsome guy, right?
I didn't expect to find someone my age who liked older songs more. You play really well.
Thank you. In one of my favorite songs, he introduces himself as Wayne. And we have to talk. We both have a lot in common. We listen to the same music and even watch the same all-time favorite movies. The Notebook.
Don't tell me it's because of Ryan Gosling.
No, he's too old. But the movie is amazing. It stays true to the book, which is what I love most. Wayne's face went blank. He then completely transformed into the main character of the film.
I spent every life before this one looking for you.
Must always come together. I can't believe I'm sitting alone with a boy on the camping quoting Nicholas Sparks. Finally, someone noticed me. I spent the rest of the trip sneaking away from my family to see Wayne. I told him everything about my family, and he listened. He told me something that really stuck in my mind.
Don't hide who you really are, Anna. Do whatever you like, even if your brother says it's weird. I thought playing video games was a waste of time, but now I'm pretty good at it. And quite famous, too.
On the last night of the holiday, I was very sad to say goodbye to Wayne. He squeezed my hand and told me, let's keep in touch. And we did it. We text each other every day. But when I returned to school, everything changed. A shopping trip with my mother changed my dressing style, and now I feel like everyone is paying attention to me, including Steve. It became too much. Then the most unexpected thing happened.
Anna, how are you?
I'm fine, however, David just is not here.
I know, I want to talk to you. How was music class?
I cannot believe it. I tried my best not to act like the other girls who screamed when David or Steve walked past them. Steve and I talked for a while. I told him about my vacation and showed him some beautiful photos I took at this place. That's when I noticed how he kept getting closer. Before I knew it, he grabbed my hand.
You know, this new look is really cute on you.
Do you seriously think so?
Yeah, I do, and I'm an expert on cuteness. Pay attention to, sorry, I have to take this.
As Steve talked on the phone, I watched him walk away, but all I could think about were his words. This new look is really cute on you. After that day, Steve and I hung out a lot, but only at school. The more I learned about Steve, the more I told Wayne about him. But one day, when I got home, my paralyzed brother David was waiting. He turned my wardrobe upside down and ruined my new clothes. He was angry.
Stay away from Steve, you idiot, you got it.
Finally, someone cares about me and you want me to stop David. I'm asking Steve to do my homecoming dance, whether you like it or not. And if you ruin all my clothes during the night, I won't wear any of them. David was shocked.
Anna, please.
As if I would listen to him, of all people. The next day, I went looking for Steve. I want to invite him to the homecoming dance. But as I walked to the gym door, I heard Steve's voice inside. My heart pounded when I heard another girl's voice.
Come on, baby. There's no way I like Anna. I just want to be close to her so she can do all her tasks. I might even make her do your homework too.
I cannot believe it. I wanted to scream at him, but I was too upset. If I had confronted him, I probably would have vomited on him. When I got home, I jumped into bed and texted Wayne to tell him everything. He cheered me up immediately. He sent me a surprise package of brownies and some exotic flowers I had never seen before. And of course, my parents bombarded me with questions.
Did a boy send you this?
Yes, he's just a friend.
Do we know him? David, do you know him?
Come on, Dad, it's Anna. No guy pursued her. Maybe she's sending things to herself.
First of all, the boy exists. And no, he's not one of David's stupid football friends. Actually, I met him at the beach and we've been best friends ever since. See for yourself.
My phone's battery is dead, honey. Dad, you can't trust her with the phone battery.
I do not lie, I promise. Whether you believe me or not doesn't matter to me. I'm not trying to show the world I'm dating or how cool I am. That's not my priority.
Said the girl running for prom queen. Huh?
Yes, I see it too. Someone entered your name for that thing.
Calm down, Mother. The prom night event was very basic and contrived. Like, why bother? All the famous kids just show up to try to prove how cool they are. It's so lame. No way. I want to be a part of it. That night, Lisa walked into my room without saying a word.
I'm the one who nominated you to be prom queen, Anna. Seriously?
But why?
Because you are much smarter and cooler than other girls. If you win, it will mean a lot to girls like me.
What do you mean?
Anna, I really admire you. Prom queen stuff isn't just for the celebrity crowd. You are so smart. And in my opinion, you are already a queen.
Oh God, stop it. My moody little sister just said how much she admires me. There's no way I can let you go. Lisa's words really got me interested in dance. It's not that I'm a good dancer. It's actually because all the nominated students have to give a speech at the dance. This is my chance to tell the famous kids, but finally my speech is ready. I intended to give David and Steve a resounding round of applause in front of the whole school. But when I told Wayne, he thought it was a bad idea. He tried to convince me that I should take a higher stance, that Derek was my brother after all, but I do not care. On the day of the speech, I was practicing at home when suddenly David barged in. Have you forgotten how to knock on the door, or are you rubbing the battery against your head again?
Anna, I heard you're going to tell the whole school how much you hate me and my friends. Actually?
Yes, and you always get everything on a silver platter. Don't you know how hard the rest of us work compared to you?
Now you sound really stupid. Sure, it's not easy for nerds like you, but it's not easy for us either.
Yes, that's right.
That's it, acting like you know everything. I had an argument with Steve today, because he lied to you.
David lifted his jacket to show me he had bloody scratches from a fight.
Do you know how much pressure there is every time I go on the field? It was my entire college dream that was at stake. You don't even realize how much cooler you are than me in comparison. You will get into any university no matter what. Meanwhile, I fear failure every day.
Do you think I'm cooler than you?
Really? That's all you heard? Wow.
David's words really made me think that I was acting as if the weight of the world was on my shoulders. But here he is, the most popular guy in school, and he's having a hard time. I found Derek sitting on the porch, afterward. David, I just want our parents to pay as much attention to me as you and Lisa. I'm tired of trying my best and still being nothing but a nerd to them.
First, Anna, have Mom and Dad been paying attention to you? In fact, they talk about how good you are the whole time. They just don't need to worry about you. And anyway, being a nerd is awesome. You can do anything.
Like, if only I could tutor you, that's it. David, can I help you by tutoring?
Actually, I could really use your help for school. But no one needs to know, okay? Not even your imaginary boyfriend?
He is not an imaginary person, friend. I was about to punch my brother in the arm, but then I saw him smiling. He's joking. He can be quite intelligent in his own way at times. The next day, I rewrote my entire speech, and on the day of the dance, I gave a motivational speech to the whole school. I tell every kid that whether they're famous or not, they should have fun and let go. Don't put crazy pressure on yourself. After all, we are young. We should enjoy learning things that are meaningful to us, and that's how you achieve maximum coolness. I'd like to think I convinced everyone in that hall, or at least I convinced my little sisters, Lisa and David. Of course, when the dance started, I thought I would be left alone. But my brother held me in his arms, and my sister also joined in. While we were having a wonderful time, someone touched my shoulder, Wayne. He looked better than I had ever seen him. I'm so excited to introduce him to my friends at school. But what excited me the most was the look on my brother's face. His jaw dropped to the floor. See? I told you Wayne was real.
Yes, but this is exactly the way you were talking about. This guy is a legend.
Turns out Wayne is a much bigger gamer than I thought, and David is a huge fan. Of course I didn't win anything at the dance, but that's okay. That's not my main thing. I had a wonderful time with Wayne and I felt more comfortable than ever.